Well, y'all wasn't even young. Some of y'all wasn't even born. But when I was young, like in the late 80s, early 90s, they talked about AIDS every day. They don't even talk about it no more because now they like, we give you drugs, you manage it. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to the living Alahym in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. Speak this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Alahym in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Alahym only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Hosea 1 to 10. Yeah, the numbers of the sons of Yasharal shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And shall come to pass in the place where it was said unto them, not my people. It shall be said unto them, the sons of the living Alahym. Revelation 21 and 4. Shalom, man. Shalom, brother Craig, man. Shalom, Jay. Shalom, Meek. Yeah, that's John wild out here, man. Also, that part of, see, when you sit down and you look at certain stuff, that's why the book say don't prostitute your daughter. Called the whole land to fall in the whoredom. You know what I'm saying? Whole land. I can't speak for the rest of the world, boy, but it's a lot of doggone horn around here. Shalom, brother Marvin. Whole lot of horn around here. And that junk normal, too. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, brother Robert, man. It's to the point people feel like, why even say something about it? I literally just heard a woman earlier say, why I can't have 4 or 5 men. One man can't satisfy me. That's from horn. That's from horn and sex toys. You know what I'm saying? Straight up down. No, that's the same toy I told you, like if a dude touch himself too much, now you can't be stimulated from human beings. You know what I'm saying? So now you need more to get to that point. It's the same if you done had too many sex partners. So nobody not going to be able to satisfy you. You know what I'm saying? You done did too much with yourself. Human beings ain't that's not the way, that's not the way of the world, baby. That ain't how Yahuwah designed it. Yahuwah ain't designed it for you to be messing with all these different people. Peace, brother Nate. You can see that too with a high level of mental instability in this particular country. You know what I'm saying? Especially for women. How many mentally stable whores you ever met? Oh, man. You know what I'm talking about? Because I ain't met too many. That junk do something to your mind, man. That junk ain't normal. Revelation 21 and 4. And Alahym shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things have passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said to me, right, for these words are true and faithful. And he said to me, it is done. I'm the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end. And I will give unto him that is athirst the fountain of water of life freely. He that overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his Alahym, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burn with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Shalom, Quran, man. Shalom, Emsrum. Come over here back to Genesis 1, man. Let's look at this back end stuff on you go verse 6, man. That's why a lot of people not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, a lot of people not gonna make it because they lust are so strong that when that word comes, they ain't gonna be able to put them down. You can't be living in desire that long, man, and just think you gonna just drop that overnight. You know what I'm saying? That's all you know. You don't really know nothing else. And you might not even really have a genuine desire to stop fulfilling it. You know what I'm saying? Most people only desire is they just want to be in the word for a little bit, but they still doing what they always been doing because you never really wanted to stop. You don't really want to stop. You know what I'm saying? You ain't listening to Puffy. See, like all this stuff, like they clowning with him, like, you know, everybody this just because he famous. Oh, they say Jay-Z next. Like, that's why I told you this when the junk happened with Bill Cosby. You done put these niggas on the pedestal, and the Lord just pulling back the curtain. Look at him. Lady asked yesterday why they don't ever expose white people like that. I say they do all the time. It's just that you're not white, so you don't care. You know what I'm saying? They expose white folks all the time. I say, man, you know how many exposés been done on Bill Clinton for being a sexual degenerate and a murderer and a drug dealer? You know what I'm saying? Plenty. It just doesn't resonate with you. They were like, they never do, why they ain't doing such and such like they doing R. Kelly. I say they did put out there that Elvis Presley like young girls. They put out there that Hugh Hefner like young girls. Yeah, they did it with all of them. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it don't resonate with you because you're not Caucasian, so you don't follow these people. You know what I'm saying? If you notice the people who talking about these people in this fashion are not mainstream outlets, it's black media outlets that talk about them niggas day and night and day. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody around here talking about Puffy being the sweet man that he is, except for niggas. Because white people don't give a damn about Sean Combs. Straight up and down. You think white people, he had sex with Meek Mill. Nobody cares. Nobody don't care. They don't care, man. That's not important to them. They show the leader touching money. People expose people all the time. It's just, and I say that meaning that whatever social circle that you in, of course, that's the information that you're gonna get the most. I say, man, there's plenty of politicians who done got caught with trannies, caught with sissies, caught cheating on their wife, and they put them all out there. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see it because you don't watch NBC Nightly News. You don't watch Dateline like that. You only want to watch Dateline when it's Catch a Predator. You know what I'm saying? You don't watch Meet the Press. You know what I'm saying? You don't watch none of them shows, man, to see them people. You don't watch Fox News. You ain't on CNN. You're not watching that. You on YouTube. You on Hulu. You watching a TV series. You on Netflix. You're not watching that stuff that people talking about. They're not running a thing at the bottom. Bill Clinton caught with a boy. They're not running that on Netflix. You're not going to see that. You have to actually go where that stuff is at. Shalom, Brother Shaul. Indeed, Greg. That's just how the game goes. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Genesis 1:6.
And Alahym said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Alahym made the firmament and divided the waters under the firmament from the waters above the firmament, and it was so. And Alahym called the firmament Shamahim, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Alahym said, let the waters under Shamahim be gathered together into one place, and let the dry appear, and it was so.
And it was what?
And Alahym called the dry earth, and the gathering of the waters called he seas, and Alahym saw that it was good.
Give him 2 Peter 3:5. Yeah, that's all it is, man. I think we be getting so emotional. My man was just cussing this black dude out who done converted to be a Jew because he was trying to say the Holocaust was worse than slavery. I wasn't mad at bro for cussing him out. What's good, though? I'd have cussed him out too. You know that's bad too that these people think that a 10 to 15 year gap in history can equal something continual that a group of people are suffering from to this day. You know what I'm talking about? And the residual effects from that. And the fact to hear a black man who converted to be a Jew, this dude say, oh, you mad? Talk to your local congressman. When he said, well, you know, Israel get $100 million for the United States for reparations every year, and we get nothing. When you get reparations, you got to shut your mouth. You can't speak on somebody who you know was subjugated and you know they get nothing. But again, you already know why you don't get nothing. Because you who don't want you to have nothing. It's really supposed to be, if these people were the people of God, then you would know that they couldn't be because they're not suffering. They're not suffering. And when I say that, man, it's not to say, oh, look at the curses. You got to look at what this man said he was going to do. Because if you think that you the people and then you can actually build yourself up to have a bit of power in the world. Because at the end of the day, it's only a handful of countries who have nuclear weapons. And you know which one of them countries is? Israel. They have nuclear weapons. You know what I'm saying? China has nuclear weapons. I believe Iran has some. I don't know if they publicly said they have some, but they probably do. You know what I'm talking about? North Korea has nuclear weapons. Some countries in Europe have nuclear weapons. And the United States has nuclear weapons. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said something I didn't feel like naming them all. Because I know it's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the UK and Russia got nuclear weapons. I don't know about France and Germany and Italy and the like. You know what I'm saying? But when you have those weapons, that means you have a power base. You can't control banks and entertainment and all this other type of stuff. At the end of the day, all the perversion that you hear in entertainment stems from Jewish people. They're the ones perpetrating it. They're the ones perpetrating it. But I say that because if you believe that the man said, if you buck me, this is what I'm going to do. He didn't put an end date on it and say until you come up. He said, this not going to happen. This not going to stop till I come back. What's good, Demetri, man? Matter of fact, let me show you. Deuteronomy 32 and 32. You start right there. This nigga always say, you ain't tired, man. You ain't got no job. You work right now? They had you on the third shift. Who did it to you? Me. Your mama did it?
They say, for their vine of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah, their grapes of gall, their clusters bitter.
Tell me, man.
Their wine, the prison of serpents, and the cruel venom of asps. Not the laid up in store with me, sealed up among my treasures. To me, vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in time for the day of their calamity at hand. Things that shall come upon them make haste. For Yahuwah shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants when he see that their power is gone and none shut up or left.
When their what is gone?
Their power is gone.
When their what is gone?
Their power is gone. And is none shut up or left. He shall say, where are their gods, the rock of whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices, drank the wine of their drink offerings. Let them rise up and help you.
That man say he not coming through till their power is gone. If the Holocaust is when their power was gone, then Yahuwah should have showed himself. That's doing. You better watch it because she a biter. Come on back to Genesis. I mean, go give me 2 Peter 3 and 3. Nah, I ain't being funny. You better watch it now. She's a biter.
Hey, go sit down.
Come sit down. She make a noise every she about to fight.
It can be.
Hey. Sound like
She get angry depending on if they equal size. She'll bite. If you bigger, she swing on you. 2 Peter 3 and 3.
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continued as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Alahym, Shamahims were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
The earth standing out of the water and in the water. That's what he said, right? Okay.
Whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
The world that then was did what?
Perished.
Overflowed with what?
With water.
It did what?
It perished.
Okay.
But Shamahim and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Read that again.
Say, but Shamahim and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Come on.
But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to us, were not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Come on.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and in which Shamahim shall pass away with a great noise. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Then all these things shall be dissolved. What manner ought you to be in all Kadash conversation and godliness?
Listen, right? He telling you how he gonna make a new one, right? But what did he say about the old earth? What happened under it? Shalom, Brother Ernest, man. Listen, come back to Hebrews 11 and 1. And then we're going to read that passage again. I'm trying to establish why, most of y'all already know, why a new heaven and new earth has to be made. In the comments, if you would, on Clubhouse or YouTube, let it be known, why does a new heaven and new earth have to be made. A part of it. That's a piece of it. Before you read Hebrews 11:1.
Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
That's it too, Brother Nate. Go ahead.
For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Alahym, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
Now listen. They just mentioned a few things. I want you to go to Genesis 6:1. We have to tie this back to Isaiah 24. And then we have to tie that back with the beast. So we're going to come in and deal with that aspect of we were talking about how he was more subtle than any beast of the field. And how he come to deceive the body of Yasharal like he come to deceive Eve. Go ahead. Genesis 6:1.
And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Alahym saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And Yahuwah said, my ruach shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years.
Drop to verse 5, man. Save some time.
And Alahym saw that the wickedness of man great in the earth.
That's it.
And every imagination of the thoughts of his heart only evil continually.
I want you to see that. What does wickedness mean? You should know.
That's raw.
That's raw. That's evil, unpleasant, disagreeable. Notice that he said that he saw that the wickedness of man was great. Now, look at every imagination of his thoughts. That means every plot plan that he came up with was raw continually. Tell him what continually means, man, so you can see what that means.
That's yom. That's day.
Every day. That means every day, all man did was think about how to do some evil. Every single solitary day. Ecclesiastes 8:11 on general principle.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
It's fully set. That's why I mentioned what I mentioned earlier, right? That we have to pull this cloak away that, oh, only men are like this. Only women won't do this. Everybody evil as hell. You know what I'm talking about? And most people just don't want you to believe the depths of the wickedness that they privy to. One of the greatest ways to be deceived and upset is to have an expectation that that woman would never do that, or that man would never do that. That man told you in this book, you better not look at anybody above that which is written. You know what I'm talking about? The moment you go to try to put somebody on a pedestal and give them expectations that they can never achieve is the minute while you walk around here with quote unquote church hurt. Because that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? You don't put nobody on no pedestal. I don't give a damn who they are. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't matter. They flesh and blood. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That don't make sense. It don't make sense. Ain't nobody deserves to be elevated on a pedestal but Yahuwah himself. Let Yahuwah put this person on the pedestal. You don't need to do it. What does the book tell you in Proverbs? Every man declares his own faithfulness or his own goodness, but a faithful man, who can find? He told you don't get it for him, man. Proverbs 27:1. If he tell a man not to do this, you ain't got no business doing it. And if people do praise you, you ought not lay it to heart. Proverbs 27:1. Go ahead with it.
Boast not yourself of tomorrow, for you know not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise you.
Let another man do what?
Praise you.
Let another man do what?
Praise you.
And not your what?
Your own mouth.
Okay.
A stranger and not your own lips.
Okay. You need to walk around talk about how you this, that, there, and the third. Nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm talking about? Now, that's wisdom to do that. This is something that Walter Payton is quoted as saying. He said, when you good, you tell people. When you great, they tell you. You know what I'm saying? He said, when you're great at something, people tell you that you're great at it. If you have to tell me that you're great at it, you're probably not. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're good at something, you tell other people, I'm good. But greatness, nobody has to tell you you're great. I mean, you don't have to tell people you're great. They tell you. It's clearly, it's seen, it's manifest. There ain't no doubt about it. That's why I said with Mashiach, it said he shall be called great. He never walked around and called himself great, not a single solitary time. That go back to what we were talking about he ain't make himself no reputation. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to make no name for yourself. Yahuwah make the name for you. See, a lot of people problem is, man, I done told you this plenty of time, man, people get caught up in cult of personality. You more so focused on the preacher, who the preacher is, and elevating the preacher, and you done elevated him above Yahuwah, and that's why so many niggas going to hell. And that's why the beast gonna be able to get you. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't keep yourself humble and not so much lift up your eyes towards heaven and say, be merciful to Alahym, to me, a sinner. You done forgot who you was and where you came from. That's how it happens to you. That's how you get caught out of pocket. And that's how you get deceived. See, I'm really mentioning all that because that's how you get deceived. See, when you ready to praise men, you'll be out there talking about who can make war with the beast, who like him. When you around here praising Yahuwah, you're going to be like, that nigga a lie. That's not what the words say. That man's not of God. Ain't that right? That's what it going to happen. What you read? I think I had something else in my mind I ain't said yet. I didn't. Not out loud.
You said Proverbs 15?
Yeah. 45 and 15 in the book of Isaiah. I just want y'all to remember what he said in Ecclesiastes, though, because this man because he didn't come through and hit the people across the head with a sentence against an evil work, and they kept on sinning. You know what I'm talking about? Indeed, brother Omar. They kept on sinning. That's why I like to say, right? I've mentioned it before. If you as a woman could sleep with 2 dudes in a day and nothing happens to you, you don't think about I'll get AIDS. If there's a man and he on the low and he sleep with his wife and then go messing with Charles later, and then nothing don't happen to him, he don't think that, you know what I'm saying? Nothing happened. It's the same way somebody go out there on that block, they toting their pistol, they selling their dope, they don't go to jail today. That tell them I can come back and do it tomorrow. I can come back and do it tomorrow. If a nigga kills somebody and he get away with it, it's over. Some of y'all ain't never ran across them. It takes something to kill somebody. If somebody can kill somebody and get away with it, it's over. There's a killer's been born. Now he gonna go out here killing because he's done it and he didn't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about, oh, they heard such and such did it and they looking for him. You know what I'm saying? He did it. He got away with it. Don't nobody know he did it. A killer has been born. Because if he killed once and get away with it, he know he can kill again and again and again. That's why we was talking about that last week. You can't let consequences slide. If you say you're going to do something, you have to enforce that immediately. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't talking about just beating them or nothing. You have to follow through on what you say you're going to do. Because if you don't, it gets in that child's mind. I can do it again. Because nothing happened to me. Right. Now, if the Lord telling you this, what you supposed to take from that? Because you as a grown person know, if you committed sin and he didn't kill you, you'd be like, well, shoot, I can do it again. Who gonna stop me? Clearly not death. See, we don't weigh that type of stuff out. Some niggas, shalom, Amuna, shalom, brother Mike. Now, some dudes do be liking the thrill of the kill, said, but some of them, some people, boy, it incites the bloodthirstiness, or it allows the coldness to come that I've taken somebody's life, so it's nothing for me to do it again. That's the same thing for people in the military. Once they done made one kill, you know what I'm talking about? Then it's nothing for them to do it again, and that's why a lot of them come back and they be drunks and they be having problems because that junk be messing with them. Definitely. You know what I'm saying, bro? So they pick up the spirit of murder. Some niggas already killers. They just ain't killed yet. But also, but I mentioned that if you get away with something, it emboldens you to continue to behave that way. Some of y'all used to skip school and you kept skipping because you never got caught. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all used to drink when you was underage and you never got caught, so you kept on drinking. You were smoking cigarettes, Black and Milds, and marijuana, and you were coming home smelling like smoke, but nobody caught the smell of the smoke, so you just kept on doing it. Because if your people would have caught you the first time doing it and slapped the black off of you, or made you sit there and smoke the whole pack of cigarettes, you might have not kept smoking. You know what I'm saying? If they would have took your weed and flushed it down the toilet and told you if you ever smoke another blunt again and I can't win to it, you gonna get your funky behind out of here, you was either gonna do one or two things. You was gonna round here and try to hide you were doing it, or you were gonna stop. And you stopping was gonna be contingent on the level of respect that you have for your parents. The greater the respect, the more likely you are to obey. The less the respect, because I'm gonna tell you something, I don't give a damn how much you say you respect your parent. If your parent told you not to do something and you did the opposite, you did not respect them like you thought you did. Ain't no way in the world, because if you did, you would have did what they told you. If your people told you not to do X, Y, Z, and you went and did it anyway, you didn't respect them. You know how we can say that? Because the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. If you respect Yahuwah and he tell you not to do X, Y, Z, and you do the opposite, do you respect him? No. So how you going to say you respect your parents and you did them the same way? Yeah, see, we don't like to deal with that one, because then that's going to be a level of accountability. You can't buck your parents and say you respect them at the same time. If your parents told you to leave that boy alone and you went around there and pulled your drawers down and laid in the bed with him, did you really respect your parents? If your parents told you to do not smoke marijuana in my house and you brought all your funky behind friends to smoke weed in their house, did you really respect them? No, you didn't. If your mama told you, boy, don't you bring them little fast behind girls in my house, and you around here screwing in her bed, did you really respect her? No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because you did what you wanted to do. And then you tried to cover it up. Yeah, and that's the same thing we be doing. Namika said she don't want to have to take a life in self-defense. She said, I didn't deploy when I was in the army, and I was glad. I ain't gonna lie. If I kill a nigga in self-defense, I ain't gonna have no problem. I mean, that nigga always die. He should have left me alone. You know what I'm talking about? For real. He should have left me alone. Because that mean I wasn't bothering you. If I got to kill you in self-defense, that mean I wasn't bothering you. You came over here bothering me. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. Isaiah 45:15.
And truly, you are Alahym that hide yourself, O Alahym and Yasharal, the Savior. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together, makers of idols. Yasharal shall be saved in Yahuwah with an everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Mm-hmm.
But thus saith Yahuwah that created Shamahim, Alahym himself that formed the earth and made it. He have established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I, Yahuwah, and none else.
He said he made the earth to be what?
Inhabited.
So he's going to have to make a new one. I want you to come back to Genesis chapter 6, because he said he didn't make the earth for nothing. So that means what you read in Genesis 1, he said that wasn't a worthless and empty endeavor. He created it so that people would dwell on it. I know people like to say, you're going to go to heaven. Nah, he going to bring heaven to you. See, I know that's a hard concept to understand, that you think you will go where he at. But he's so cold with it, he going to make a new earth for him to dwell on, and he going to come to where you at. Yeah. You ain't going to where he at. He coming to you. She said, I'm a girl. That's probably why I never had the office. Well, I mean, nah. I mean, it ain't too many times a woman would have to kill somebody. But it ain't definitely nothing wrong if y'all, learn a little self-defense and know how to use a weapon. You might have to pop a nigga in between his eyes. But then again, at the same time, self-defense classes mean something. It just matters if you don't be paralyzed by fear in the moment. Because even men get paralyzed by fear. When I say that you freeze up. Because some people freeze up. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make you lesser, just make you human. That's not a normal situation and circumstance to be in. You know what I'm saying? It's not like every day you walk around and you have to fight to save your life, that you just know what you're going to do when you face that situation. You have to be thoroughly trained for that on a day-to-day basis, to where if you find yourself in that situation, you're not going to freeze because you were trained for it.
That's what they told us in the academy. It's like half of y'all may never face a staff assault ever. Y'all may never even witness this in your entire career. Some people do. Mm-hmm. Some people don't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's the same token with the word. That's why you go through the word. That's why you have a Kadash convocation. It's for training. You don't ever know what situation you're going to find yourself in, and it would be better served to be trained for it, to be able to know how to handle it, than to be undertrained or not trained at all. Come on, man. Let's come back over here to Genesis 6. Yeah. You can swing over here to verse 11 and look at what else they got going on.
So the earth also was corrupt before Alahym, and the earth was filled with violence.
The earth was what?
Was corrupt before Alahym, and the earth was filled with violence. And Alahym looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth.
Tell them what corrupt means. We know violence is violence, deeds of injustice. Notice earlier that he compared Israel to Sodom and Gomorrah, the vine of Sodom and Gomorrah. I know we clown about Sodom and Gomorrah a lot, but it was more than just homosexual sex going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. It was all manner of unrighteousness going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. It was all manners of injustice going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. This is why Proverbs 3 tell you don't envy your oppressor and don't choose none of his ways. A lot of people envy their oppressor. That's why you be so excited with celebrities and entertainers and celebrity preachers, whether Israelite or Christian, whatever the case may be, because people like to be oppressed. One thing I've noticed in my life is the people who are on the lower end of the social stratum seem to like to be treated like dog crap. You know what I'm saying? I have noticed that. I know that from what I've also noticed, I think that stems from a battle with low self-esteem. So you feel like that's how you ought to be treated. And that's unfortunate. Continue on, good sir.
Corrupt is Shekhan, to destroy, to corrupt, to go to ruin, to decay.
Now, y'all know what's in Isaiah 24. Do we need to reread Isaiah 24, or are you familiar what's in it? I don't think they know, Sid. They know. That was your favorite song when you ain't from the South. You ain't like that. Isaiah 24:1. This is just brief, man, so you can understand why a new heaven and new earth has to be made. Isaiah 24:1.
Behold, Yahuwah make the earth empty and make it waste and turn it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. Mm-hmm. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahuwah has spoken his word. The earth mourn and fade away, the world languish, fade away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Under the inhabitants thereof.
Because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourned.
Pause for a second. Read me Proverbs 6 and 16 on general principle.
These 6 do Yahuwah hate, yea, 7 an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked imaginations.
Hands that do what?
Shed innocent blood.
Hands that shed innocent blood. Come over here to Deuteronomy 19 and 6.
Lest the avenger of blood pursue the slayer while his heart is hot and overtake him, because the way is long, and slay him, whereas he not worthy of death, inasmuch as he hated him not in time past. Wherefore I command you, saying, you shall not separate 3 cities for you. You shall separate 3 cities for you. And if Yahuwah your Alahym enlarge your coast, as he hath sworn unto your fathers, and give you all the land which he promised to give unto your fathers, if you shall keep all these commandments to do them, which I command you this day, to love Yahuwah your Alahym, to walk ever in his ways, then shall you add 3 cities more for you, because beside these 3, that innocent blood be not shed in your land.
That what don't be shed in your land?
Innocent blood be not shed in your land, which Yahuwah your Alahym give for an inheritance, and blood be upon you.
And blood be upon you. Continue.
But if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally that he die and flee into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood that he may die.
And your eye won't do what?
Shall not pity him.
Why?
But you shall put away innocent blood from Yasharal, that it may go well.
Now here in Deuteronomy 21 and 7, just for some different verbiage. Remember we talked about that, how it ended in Deuteronomy 27, that cursed be he that take reward to slay innocent blood. Now I'm mentioning all this for a reason. And then we're going to go to Matthew. And then after that, we're going to go to Revelation. Go ahead. Deuteronomy 21 and 7.
And they shall answer and say, our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen. Be merciful, O Yahuwah, unto your people Yasharal, whom you have redeemed, and lay not innocent blood upon to your people of Yasharal's charge, and the blood be forgiven them. So shall you put away guilt, innocent blood from among you, what you shall do, which is right in the sight of Yahuwah.
Don't you know your law says if you shed innocent blood, the land defiled? Now, why is that important? What I just said, where we going at? No.
You said Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew 27 and 27. And make sure we don't want to waste no time. Okay, back that up, man. Matthew 27 and 19. Matthew 27 and 19. After that, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12.
When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have you nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua. The governor answered and said unto them, whether of the twain will you that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, what shall I do with Yahushua, which you call Mashiach? All said unto him, let him be crucified. And the governor said, why? What evil have he done? But they cried out the more, saying, let him be crucified. And Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but rather a tumult was made. He took water and washed hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person.
I'm innocent of the what?
The blood of this just person. See you.
Now they did. This man said innocent blood. Did they not? Go to Revelation 12 and 10, not 12 and 12. Start at verse 10. After you read verse 11, we'll go to verse 14.
And I heard a loud voice saying in Shamahim, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our Alahym and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Alahym day and night. But they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
They overcame him by what?
The blood of the Lamb.
You know, they were talking about this yesterday, talking about where does that phrase come, plead the blood. Dude said, I don't know. I don't go to church. I never use that. That's not in the Bible. And people were getting upset because they just wanted it in there. Like, I wouldn't be mad at it. I don't know what that junk mean either. How many of y'all don't walk around here talking about you plead the blood? I know you done did. And they're singing the song, I plead the blood. What does that even mean? You know what it means to plead? Yeah. You beg the blood? You beg the blood to do what? Wouldn't it just be easier to ask you who to do it? I know. I mean, I get the gist of what people mean when they say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, that's how people end up going to hell. It sounds good. Everybody else saying it. I'm going to say it too. You can't plead the blood. The blood gone. You know what I'm saying? Meaning the blood is for atonement. You know what I'm saying? The blood is for atonement. You know, a lot of people just say, you know, they just think this man's blood is supposed to do everything. But the blood is for atonement. The blood is for reconciliation. You know what I'm saying? It's not for a one size fit all for every situation and circumstance in life. Indeed. You know, it's not a one size fit all. Some stuff you just be wanted it. Yeah. How many? What you said? What you done played the blood over?
I don't know.
You know what you played it over. I know people probably pray. We plead the blood of Jesus that she have a healthy pregnancy. What kind of junk is that? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna plead? That nigga needed to repent first. The blood ain't doing him no good. Did you take the blood and smear it? Who has said blood? Who seen it? You saw it. I thought it dried by now. Man, people wild, man. But I know that's just church talk, and that's just sound like that's something somebody grandma said. Because I don't think no man said in no church talking about we pleading the blood. They just follow suit. I'm gonna plead it because mama such and such said it. But it was just I only mentioned it because they were mad at the dude because he said he didn't know what it meant because it wasn't biblical, and he never went in church and said that. They was just like, you don't know what that means? Everybody ain't been to church, nigga. Huh? I heard it, I don't know what it means. Like I said, I just take context clues from the people I done heard say it. You know what I'm saying? I get the gist. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really know what it means. Because I ain't never been in church, man. I ain't never been around them. I plead the blood. The power of the mighty blood. The life is in the ruach, baby, not the blood. The life in the blood was to redeem you from your sins. You need the Spirit of God. You don't need the blood, baby. You know what I'm talking about? If you were going to plead anything, you should be pleading for the ruach of the lamb, not his blood. Ain't that right? Oh, I know the people, because I know they're talking about the Lord. You know, the blood of the lamb, man. The blood of the lamb is for reconciliation. Yeah, I know the pastor said, I'm just saying personally. I think an old lady said it, and then everybody just picked up and just kept on going with it.
Well, yeah, for that reconciliation.
You know what I'm saying? Because that sounds something like an older lady shouted out one day, and everybody just rolled with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could be wrong, because I don't know.
Excuse me.
Muna said, I heard it for 32 years. Apostolistic and Pentecostal. Now, I wouldn't doubt it. That if it didn't come out of if it came out of 3 black churches, I'd have to say it had to be Baptist, Pentecostal, maybe coaching. I don't know these niggas. I don't know what they been doing. I only know it from TV. What kind of church you went to, Lee? You went to church? You don't know what kind of church you went to? I'm talking about your people, not with him. Oh, you went to Kojic church. Huh? What y'all were doing in there? Church of God in Christ.
Going crazy. That's how I learned how to play so good.
The girls going wild.
Glover was in there knowing they telling Glover, you hit this key and they gonna give the money. When you hit this key, they gonna fall. Make sure you hit at the right time. You know what I'm saying? What kind of church you went to, Michael? You went to nigga church. Huh? I know you New York niggas don't go to church. I forgot about that.
Said the origins is Pentecostal.
Oh, the origins is Pentecostal for plead of blood.
Leave her alone.
Pentecostal, what they call it, charismatic movements. Ain't that what they call it? See, my opinion, when people say I plead the blood, churches talk the power of Christ and the blood of the crucifixion. Gospels talk about the power and protection in the blood. The blood ain't protected. And ain't no power in the blood. That's how they got it backward. They got you calling for the blood. The power and protection is in the ruach. But blood been spilled. That's why I said if you was going to plead, you supposed to plead for the ruach of God to be with you. If you were going to plead the blood over this woman that has a healthy pregnancy, you plead the Spirit of God be with her. See, that's how they got it backwards.
I guess they basing it off of Passover when they put the blood on the doors.
He said they basing it off of Passover. Well, the Passover lamb done died, baby, and the power is not in the blood. The power is in the ruach. It can protect us now.
That first little lamb never got that.
That's what he just said, Crystal. She just said what you just said about over the doorpost. She said Pentecostal big in New York. Kojic is the same as apostolic.
That's
What your people church was?
Missionary Baptist.
Missionary Baptist. We know D went to Baptist church. What church you went to?
Missionary Baptist.
They're trying to God of Christ. I don't know what she said. All I heard was the God of Christ.
Hey.
Did she know? That nigga ran that off like I still be wanting to go back sometimes. Go back, the door's gonna be changed. Not the locks, nigga, the doors. You ain't gonna be able to peek through that glass. Lisa, what church you went to? Nigga Starlet? Oh, that's why you niggas. That's what you said, church. I knew her from back in the day. I used to see her in the front row. Who would have known? Shayla, what church you went to? Say what? First Timothy. That's a man. Nigga, I don't know what that nigga said that like I'm supposed to know. Nigga, I sold crack.
Crack house.
They just get this straight.
I don't know nothing about none of that. I'm talking about. It's just how she said it. First Timothy, like, oh yeah, oh Miss Kate, I know about that. I know what she talking about, nigga. I don't know. Kind of your people took you to church. Your mama don't look like she make you go. Stanley, your mama made you go. Oh, that's right. You did tell me that. That nigga was on there. That nigga had the wash towel. That boy had the watchtower. Let me tell you about Jehovah. No, I forgot he told me that. But Jehovah Witness, being a Jehovah Witness can be traumatizing, boy. All jokes aside, boy, that's almost like being a Scientology, boy. Them people be on some different type of time, man. If your people really, really in it, you know what I'm talking about? And it ain't because they do nothing necessarily to you. It's how they treat you if you don't fall in line. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't enough time in the day to spew that nonsense. But go ahead, Stan.
I mean, it was just, you got different types of witnesses that probably believe different things. But on that one too, they believe in like, the testimony. I don't say testimony, but the gospel of Jesus Christ. They believe the 144,000 is going to go to heaven. We ain't celebrate.
Hold on, Mother Sharon. I don't know what that is.
All that was pagan holidays.
They got some other stuff they believe in too that's really weird.
Like the watchtower, all the characters.
Mother Sharona said, don't forget the bedside Baptist. Anybody know what that is?
Man, wow. That's home church. Man.
I don't know, nigga.
That's a joke, man. That niggas who turn the TV on and do filthy preachers on Sunday. That's what bedside Baptist.
Damn.
Hey,
They wake up in the morning, flip through the
hey, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Sean say, shoot, when I started understanding the word a little bit, I used to open the door and talk.
Sunday morning, that's bedside Baptist.
Well, I learned something new today. Because I ain't know. I ain't hip.
Bedside Baptist.
Yeah.
That's
So that's a televangelist.
televangelist, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was
so many on there.
I was a heathen, sir. I sold drugs and smoked marijuana.
You done caught some of them.
I ain't watched none of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't pay me to watch a Christian pastor at all. I wasn't watching none of them niggas. I wasn't trying to figure out what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Them doggone white folks come out there in Mayfair. I don't give a damn about Kenneth Copeland, Joyce Meyer. I'm not watching none of that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not watching none of that. Brother Craig say thankfully he never went to church. Jay said I went to a non-denominational church. How bad is that? It ain't bad at all. I mean, it's just going to be the church you go to is going to really determine your experience. So that's why I asked that, like, where Peter Blood come from. He said that comes from Pentecostal. Pentecostal is more charismatic. You know, they kind of put on a show.
That's what Gino.
You know what I'm saying? They kind of put on a show. Yeah, when you talking about a Kojic church, they're a little bit more disciplined.
Oh, yeah. Kojic.
Yeah, they a lot more disciplined. Yeah, they a lot more disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Those are churches you think the girls don't never wear pants and things of that nature. They a lot more strict. Yeah, they a lot more strict.
I should learn that.
I said I work with like some Pentecostals. They don't work.
I was in
They like us. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the Pentecostals don't do it. A lot of them don't do
Hey,
it.
I'll say you don't even see their toes.
But that's why I said Tony. That's what Gino like.
That's what I was.
Yeah, that way.
It's already kind of close to what we're doing.
Because I thought she was the same.
Rather
She was
die
like
than-
no, I'm Pentecostal, and she would her hair right, like even to work.
Because that lady praying. Y'all be wanting somebody to see your hair. I want y'all to see. I did my hair. I want y'all to see it. Nobody don't give a damn about your hair. Nobody but you. Come on, Sylvia. He said, I went to Catholic church and then Baptist and then 7-day Adventist. God damn. In a 5-month period. Man, you went to Catholic church then? That's terrible. Yeah, I know it. That's why I ain't asked you because I already knew that.
What that was, this missionary Baptist?
Missionary Baptist.
But I'm talking about boy Quran said he went to 7-day Adventist to Catholic school to Baptist and white Baptist at that. Because white Baptist church different. And then you got Southern White Baptist church. That's even different. Shoot, white Baptist church, boy, them white folks don't play no game. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, and they want your tax returns, nigga. I need to know how much money you're making. We take your tithes out your check.
Gotta put it in the envelope with your name on it.
Straight up. Play with
money in his basket.
all checks, baby. And I know what you make.
Name and envelope.
And I know what you make. Okay, play with it. First Baptist did still do it. Them people want your tax returns. Man. Yeah, man. Most Southern Baptist churches, man, they want your tax returns. You ain't finna tell us you made 60,000, you really made 90. I need my 10% of that 90. I need it for the year.
Her dad's not job.
Y'all think nigga playing, boy. Them people really ask for your tax returns and your bank account information. We need all that.
It's for the Lord.
This for the Lord.
You got a problem with the Lord?
You want the Lord's house to lay waste while your house looks great?
Yeah, they be killing them too, man.
And the white folk vote. Well, every church got an ATM now. That ain't no. Seventh-day Adventists was primarily black people. There was a Chinese family and two white folk. No, I know Seventh-day Adventists be different, even though it was started by a white woman. What that lady name was started Seventh-day Adventist? Claire something. Some old ugly-looking white woman. Come on, man. Quakers? Quakers. Quakers are the people who helped found Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Just another branch of Christianity that had a problem with I think either it was the Church of England or the Catholic Church, and they wanted to do their own thing. It was started by a dude named William Quaker, probably the funky dude who faces on the Quaker Oats. All seriousness, that might be him on the Quaker Oats, William Quaker. Yeah, I knew it one of them. That's how all these church denominations came from. The Protestant church came from, they had a problem with the Catholic Church. And then the other one, whatever other one it was, I think Martin Luther had a problem with the Church of England. So he came out with what he had going on. Then you got Presbyterian. Yeah, these people didn't make us. Yeah, one of the niggas wanted to get divorced and the Catholic Church wouldn't let him. So he just went ahead and started his own church. Oh, Lord of mercy. That's right, Ellen White. That's her name. Thank you, mother. Ellen White. Come on, Cindy.
Revelation 12.
12 and what?
12 and 10.
12 and 10. So now y'all know from here on out, don't be walking around here talking about you plead the blood. Plead for the Spirit of God. That's where the power of God at. The power ain't in the blood, the power in the Spirit. Henry VIII, that's it. That's the one who won. Henry VIII wanted to get divorced and the Catholic Church wouldn't let it. So Henry VIII just said, I'm going to just start the Church of England. Yeah, because the Catholics don't believe in divorce. You know what I'm saying? They don't sanction divorce in the Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, they also tell priests not to get married, and that's why they touching on little boys. You know what I'm talking about? God only knows what happens in them doggone whatever they call them things where the nuns be at. Them priests and nuns probably in there having a freak show. You know, convent. They probably in there venting all right. You think the women saving themselves? If them men in there touching on little kids, and them men and women, grown men and women, you know what I'm talking about? And they pent up. Somebody getting bent up. I'm trying to tell you. And they round each other every day? Come on, bro.
The Holy Father.
He said I was marrying and divorcing and the church wouldn't let him. Yeah. You know, the Catholic Church had a lot more power back then. They ain't got as much power now as you want to believe that they do. They have a lot of power economically, but they don't have a lot of power socially. It's a lot of people, they're not Catholics no more. Come on, man. Revelation 12.
Saying, I heard a loud voice saying in Alahym, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our Alahym and the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Alahym day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony.
They overcame him by the what?
By the blood of the Lamb.
And the what?
The word of their testimony.
Verse 14.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into a place when she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. The serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood with the serpent, which the serpent cast out of his mouth. The serpent was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her
He
seed,
meant to make war with the remnant of her seed
which keep the commandments of Alahym
and have the faith.
of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Now, in Jeremiah 52, let's look at it. Come over here to Jeremiah 52. Before you read, I'll read Jeremiah 52. Give me Revelation 18, man. Pick me up at verse 4.
And I heard another voice from Shamahim saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto Shamahim, and Alahym have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she have esteemed herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she has said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and see no sorrow. Therefore shall the plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire.
Go to verse 20. I got it. It's Jeremiah 51 and 47 that we going to right behind this here.
Okay, rejoice over her, Shamahim, and Kadash apostles and prophets, for Alahym have avenged you on her. And a mighty Malachim took up a stone like a great millstone and cast into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in you, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft shall be found any more in you, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in you. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in you. The voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in you. For your merchants were the great men of the earth, for by your sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets.
And her was found the what?
The blood of prophets.
And the blood of who else?
Of saints.
And who else?
All that were slain upon the earth.
Now come over here to Jeremiah 51, man. You could make it verse 36. Jeremiah 50. Notice how he say all the blood was in her, right? Mm-hmm. Notice how it said that the serpent was going to make war with the woman and the remnant of her seed, right? You remember Wednesday it said that he would make war with the saints and do what to them? Overcome them. I mean, he's going to be spilling innocent blood. Jeremiah 51 and 36. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will plead your cause and take vengeance for you. And I will dry up her seed and make her springs dry. Now listen, get them Revelation 16, man. You can pick it up at verse 1. Joanne, hush your mouth.
And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 Malachim, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Alahym upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and them which worshipped his image.
Go ahead.
The second Malachim poured out his vial upon the sea. It became as the blood of a dead, and every living soul died in the sea. The third Malachim poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. And I heard the Malachim of the waters say, You are righteous, O Lord, which are and was and shall be, because you have judged thus. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another out of the altar say, Even so, Lord Alahym, Almighty, true and righteous, your judgments. The fourth Malachim poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, that blasphemed the name of Alahym, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him esteem. The fifth Malachim poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness. They gnawed their tongues for pain.
Go ahead.
And blasphemed Alahym and Shamahim because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds.
Still didn't stop.
And the sixth Malachim poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates.
There it is.
The water thereof was dried up. That
it
the
was
way
what?
Was dried up.
And what else happened?
That the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
Notice that's going to take you back to Son and Daniel. To give him a passageway to come through and kill these people. I just wanted you to see that as it pertains that he would dry up her seas and make her springs dry. Jeremiah 51 and 37. Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for serpents, an astonishment, a hissing without inhabitant. Hold on. Quran did put on there that Catholicism has approximately 1.345 billion members. You know what I'm talking about? Now, how many are active is on, it's Catholic churches everywhere, in every country. Mainly Haiti is known as Catholic. Like Haiti and the Dominican, most of them niggas Catholic. Same in Puerto Rico. Anywhere where them people were doing a lot of conquering, you're going to have a lot of Catholic churches. Then you have to take into account all the people that's in Europe that's Catholic. You know what I'm saying? The Catholic church that's in Africa. It's not as many Catholic churches in Asia because they didn't do as much conquering there. You know what I'm saying? And then all the goddamn Catholic churches that are over here. You know what I'm saying? Verse 38, they shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lions' whelps. In their heat, I will make their feasts, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, saith Yahuwah. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. How is Shishak taken? How is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea has come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwell, neither do sons of Adam pass thereby. And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he has swallowed up in the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go you out of the midst of her, and deliver you every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuwah. Lest your heart faint, and you fear for the rumor, and you that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in year, a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment against the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then shall Shamahim and the Arats and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come unto her from the north, saith Yahuwah. As Babylon, the slain of Yasharal to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Quran saying, and it's the furthest away from biblical truth. Now notice this here, right? All that blood being shed. Genesis 9 and 5. Remember what Matthew 25 say, right? If you did it this to the least of these, my brethren, you did it to who? So Genesis 9 and 5.
And surely your blood of your lives will I require, at the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, and at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso shed man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For the image of Alahym made he man.
That's part of the reason why the Lord comes back as a man, because he's finna kill all these niggas. But when you take this into account, Isaiah 4 and 2.
In that day shall the branch of Yahuwah be beautiful in esteem, and the fruit of the earth excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Yasharal. It shall come to pass, left in Zion and remain in Jerusalem, shall be called Kadash, every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When Yahuwah shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof.
He shall purge the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof with what?
By the ruach of judgment and by the ruach of burning.
With a ruach of what?
Of judgment.
And a ruach of what?
Of burning.
Burning. So that's why there has to be Paul. In Ezekiel 39, after Gog and Magog get killed, what did he tell the men to go do? To go out there and bury the bodies, because the world needed to be purged or cleansed because of the blood of these men that were shed. You know what I'm saying? See, that's why we went back to look at. I want you to go to Luke 17. Because somebody just talking about it earlier today. I can't wait for America to fall. I know the end is near. Let me tell y'all something. If you think the Lord coming back when America falling, just know you going to hell. And you know why I say you going to hell? Not because you believe that America going to fall, but that you going to think it's over when America fall. And then you going to see it's a lot more to go, which means the beast going to deceive you, because you already been deceived. Because you thought the Lord was coming back when America fell. Nigga, America is the least of your concerns. If you think that America is the end all be all, you are going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? You going to hell because you've been deceived. You're not going to hell because that's where I want you to go. You're going to go to hell because when you see that nothing don't stop and that you actually see the burden of power shift to somebody else. Man, I was thinking about this the other day. I might have said this on camera the other day, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it now. I've told you this numerous times, though. Man, a lot of y'all brothers put too much stock in these Caucasians, man. Niggas act like Mr. Charlie been ruling the world since the world was made. How many of y'all actually studied history in depth as far as rulership and the conquering of lands and things of that sort? Now, if you've actually studied history, you would know that white people have only ruled in the space of human history for a small period of time. A small one. And when I mean small, I mean compared to everybody else, infinitesimally small. If you want to go back to the Renaissance era, man, white people only really been ruling for 400-500 years, man. But you know why you don't know that? Because you believe what they taught you in school in the history books that make you think that they've been ruling since the inception of time. So you don't know about the Ottoman Turks. They weren't white. Genghis Khan definitely wasn't white. You know what I'm talking about? If you want to talk about Israel, Israel had they run, you know they wasn't white. You had African rulers and they wasn't white. Hannibal wasn't white. You know what I'm talking about? Ah, shoot, that's all good, little bro. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. Then you got the Moors. They weren't the Moors. Doggone empire ruled for a long time in Europe. Them people weren't white. Most of the people that you classify as Greek, when they were ruling, they weren't white. The Egyptians weren't white. No, that's not what was going on. Yeah, and that's true too. Also, the majority of the people that you believe who were ruling in Rome, they weren't white either. That's why they call it the Renaissance period, because they whitewashed history and told you that all these people were white. And they taught me this in high school. That yeah, them people who you think were white were really black. That's why they call it the Renaissance, because they whitewashed it. I'm not telling you some junk that, oh, I'm just a mad black man. They taught us this and told us that these people was lying. You know what I'm talking about? But see, we don't want to hear that type of stuff. When I said they haven't ruled that long, niggas just want to make them God and reach them. Yeah, they haven't been ruling that long. If you want to say how long they've been ruling, man, about the 1500s, man, 16 at the latest. That's right. The original Spartans were not white. They were black. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, man. Mass majority of the people that ruled in what you call ancient Rome and Greece and the early 900s, early whatever thousands you want to call it, 1100, 1200, the people were black. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, it definitely is. Whole gang of them. Remember, I've been told you this. All you got to do is do this. Do your due diligence. White people don't have a culture of their own. They've always borrowed from other people. They don't have a culture. They don't have anything that was originally theirs. That's just the reality of life. It's not my personal preference or thought. That's right. They teach us how long they've been ruling in our school systems, and their history only go back a few hundred years. So you talking about rulership? It's not that long. Yeah, they say King James was a black man ruling Scotland from 1567 and England and Ireland in 1608. Yeah, you know, you have a lot of people who have different views if he was black or not. But you can't say that was the Dark Ages and they were dark. Man, there's statues in Europe of black kings that are still standing to this day. You know what I'm saying? In Norway, in Denmark, in the UK, and Ireland, they still stand to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, still stand to this day. These people ain't been ruling that long. Majority of their rulership is, if you want to say anything, it's debate if Christopher Columbus was Caucasian. Oh no, I mean they had a little rulership for them, man. It's probably about the 1500s. I'd say 1600s at the latest. At the latest. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the stuff with the Catholic Church then was white men. You know what I'm talking about? Like some of that stuff with the Crusades then was white men, because the Crusades was only happening because they were fighting for Jerusalem. They were fighting for the Muslims over Jerusalem. That was it. Well, I mean, Caucasian is just a general term when you talk about Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid. But shoot, it's really no such thing as a Caucasian. And depending on, we were talking about this the other day, shoot, sometimes you can see Caucasian as defined as somebody being black. So, yeah, I mean, it depended because they just Gentile, man. Them Japhet trained. Yeah, but then, and they didn't rule the world.
I'm saying the level of white people. You just saying white people started at 1500.
Yeah, we're talking about world domination. Oh, because it depends, because it could be Anglo-Saxon. Remember we were talking about the other day, all white people don't consider themselves to be the same. So you can look at when the British had they run, like Hall Roads and all them things, and that was in about the 1600s when they started conquering all these different lands, man. Then you have your time period with Napoleon Bonaparte when France had their time period where they had some domination. I don't remember when Napoleon was alive. Somebody have to look up. They two separate groups of people. Yeah, they're two separate groups of people. A Frenchman, if you called a Frenchman British, he'd be offended. You know what I'm saying? The same way a Russian would be offended if you compared him to a German. You know what I'm saying? And then see, before Germany was called Germany, it was called Bavaria, and they had their time, but it was mainly ruling amongst themselves. Only a handful of them actually had world domination. Like the Moors had world domination. You know what I'm talking about? The Ottoman Turks had world domination. How the world was based when the Egyptians were ruling, they had world domination. When you look at Nebuchadnezzar with Babylon when he was ruling, world domination. When you look at Xerxes, even though they just portrayed him in 300 as some type of androgynous homosexual type dude, that was a dark-skinned black man. He had world domination. Well, I ain't gonna say black, he's just a dark-skinned Hamite. You know what I'm talking about? That's what he wore. See, my great-grandma was a Moor. He said it's only two types of men in the world, sons of men and sons of God. That's a true statement. You know what I'm saying? But we more so, because people be like, well, what's the nationality? Same way I told you, if you go to Asian people, man, you can't call a nigga from Laos Korean, boy, that nigga don't want to fight. Even the Asians had their time of domination. It may have not necessarily been complete world domination, but they had their time where they dominated a large region of the world. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just more so talking about, man, the people ain't been ruling that long. So for somebody to think when America falls, that's it, when you look at there's no push for worshiping Satan anywhere in this place. See, don't tell me about they put Satan in the music and that's what that means, because who's openly worshiping the devil where if you worship Satan or die? That's not happening. People just out here living, man. You know what I'm talking about? People act like niggas being trannies and faggots just started in America. Niggas been faggots for a long season. Across every culture, across every nationality of people for years. It's always been Peter Puppets and carpet munchers. That ain't never stopped. You know what I'm saying?
I would say outside of the Baphomet, it ain't really no image to see.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be the actual person that rises up, right?
Yeah. Any image of Satan come up. See, when you look at image of demons, it's gonna be like niggas who like messing with Mephistopheles and all that type of stuff. Yeah. But as far as like an image, the Baphomet by closest you're gonna get, besides what niggas done drawn with a nigga with tail and some horns, is just cause Satan ain't coming like that.
Right. I'm just saying you have that was my point. Like you haven't even identified what's to be worshipped.
Man, Satan coming looking like you and me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if he was in actual spirit form and manifested himself as a human, he gonna look like an average, everyday black man. Just like the rest of the angels hood. Unassuming, you ain't gonna know the difference. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, the white devil comes from the aspect of their conduct and their behavior. So they equated it to the devil. And then they just start, but that's an American thing.
I was about to say that's a Native American term.
Yeah, that's an American thing. That ain't something that was throughout all the annals of history. Now, America is called the Great Satan all across the world. Every nation, when I say nation, I'm talking about country. You know what I'm saying? Nation state. Almost every nation state in the world called America Satan. Them Arab definitely do. Huh? Oh no, they were calling that before the liberalism. They were calling the Great Satan. You know what I'm saying? Y'all coming over here messing with us and blowing us up and touching our stuff. And then when y'all get here, we get Coca-Cola and Horton. That's why the people be fighting. They don't want them to come over there because they don't want the American way over there. Come on with us, sir. You gonna get me over first. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, the Vikings. I forgot about the Vikings, and a lot of them was black. You can go verse 20, man. Yeah. Because remember they were fighting Xerxes, and Xerxes, was about dark as Glover.
Definitely a good old Hamite.
Yeah, he was good old Hamite. Persians were good old Hammies.
So what is
Oh, that was a Oh, the image of the Baphomet was a deity that I forgot what culture of people was worshiping. I want to say it.
Just the goat god.
Yeah, just a goat deity.
Goat god.
I think
Several cultures got
look that up for me real quick. So, quiet as kept. A lot of our people died in Hiroshima bombing. If you look at the people that went over there, oh, I could believe that.
When was that linked to Satan? If it's a goat god, why is it directed to?
Oh, because every deity of antiquity, because Molech is linked to Satan, same as Tammuz is, and it's just that the goat god is just used more often for imagery purposes because of the nigga throwing up in horns.
Go back to like the Knights Templar.
Oh yeah, that's white people. That you know about the Knights Templar? I don't forgot about the Knights Templar. I used to read a lot about the Knights Templar. Knights Templar was a group deployed by the Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying?
So that's who they were accused of worship.
Oh, then it's before them.
Yeah. And then it became incorporated into other stuff.
Yeah, Knights Templar are pretty recent. The Baphomet is before the Knights Templar. In 1856, the Baphomet was associated with the Sabiatic goat. He's half human, half animal, male, female, good and evil. So what he really trying to manifest himself is he want himself to be formed in the lie that he told to Adam. Because see, he throwing the animal part in there, but he good and evil and male and female. See, he want to show you that he God. That's his intent. Mm-hmm. It said the name of the Baphomet appeared in July 1098 in a letter about the siege of Antioch by French crusader Anselm of Ribemno. Around the First Crusade, reports that the troubadours used the term Baphomet for Muhammad and Baphomeria for Ma. Look at that, ain't that about a funky slut hoe? The Baphomet was first used for Muhammad. Damn it, man. The name Baphomets later appeared in 1195 in provincial poems by Troubadour Gavodian. And around 1250, a provincial poem by some dude whose name I'm not going to pronounce, bewailing the defeat of the Seventh Crusade, and again uses the name Baphomet for Muhammad. The De Baphomet is the title of one of the 4 surviving chapters of an Ossetian translation of Roman Lull's earliest known work, Libre de la Doctrina Perel. Baphomet was allegedly worshipped as a deity by the medieval order of the Knights Templar. King Philip IV of France had many French Templars simultaneously arrested and then tortured into confessions in October 1307. The name Baphomet appeared in trial transcripts for the Inquisition of the Knights of Templar that same year. Over 100 different charges have been leveled against the Templars, including heresy, homosexual relations, spitting and urinating on the cross, and sodomy. Most of them were dubious, as they were the same charges that were leveled against the Cathars, and many of King Philip's enemies had earlier kidnapped Pope Boniface VIII and charged him with nearly identical offenses. Yet Malcolm Barber observes that historians find it difficult to accept that an affair of such enormity rests upon total fabrication. So it looked like you had a little. Now they say the name Baphomet comes up in several dubious confessions. In the trial of Templars, one of the main charges was their supposed worship of a heathen idol head known as the Baphomet, equaling Muhammad. Let's look at Muhammad. Yep, Muhammad. That's amazing that the Baphomet is equated with Muhammad. That's amazing. That's amazing. That is amazing. Mm-hmm. I done looked at a lot of stuff about that ugly bastard, and I ain't never seen that one before. You know what I'm saying? You know he wrong with the Pied Piper. That's why I told you once I seen R. Kelly say he was the Pied Piper of R&B, even before I was in the word, I was done with that nigga then, because I knew what that meant. I was Pan. See, that's who he's really the Baphomet that we always seen was closely related to, which is Pan. You know what I'm talking about? You know about Pan, don't you? Who's Pan? No, not Peter
I
Pan.
even with Sharon, he lured the kids.
You don't know about
He
Pan.
lured the kids with a kite.
But I remember that jump being on Hercules though, Disney movie.
Pan was in Hercules.
He was always with him.
Yeah, Pan was in Hercules.
Hercules, the little thing with the horns. That's Pan.
Yeah, he's a Greek mythology. He was a nymph.
Yeah, I remember.
Hind quarter legs, horns of a goat. Pan's counterpart was Phineas, a nature god whose father was Bonadea.
Yeah, he was training.
Mm-hmm.
He was training.
I was just having a conversation about that. They remake Hercules ready to fight.
Yeah, some of y'all who don't know, and we ain't did it in a while, but it seemed to be the idol of the LGBTQ. Pompeii was very immoral. They worship Pan too. Got destroyed by fire. So for some of y'all who've been here who don't know, we go periodically and look at the deities of antiquity so that you can identify the rituals and rites that are associated with them, because they still incorporate the rituals and rites of these gods to this day. So when you see in the book of Jeremiah, Jeremiah 2 and 10, Jeremiah 2 and 10.
That's how you hold your book. That's how you hold your child.
You better know what you're looking at. Like we told you, the real Trinity God is happy. The Egyptian deity, transsexual. That's why that boy had you around here talking about. What did he say? He happy. You around the house dancing to it. That man wanted you to be happy, all right. Drew say, "What are your thoughts on WD Farrar, a liar and a fraud?" Yeah, WD Farrar is the man who created the Nation of Islam. A white man who came to Elijah Muhammad and told him that the black man was God. Elijah Muhammad was a 33rd degree Freemason, and WD Farrar just disappeared off the face of the earth. And now you got the nations of gods and earth taking Psalms 82 and John 10 and trying to hijack it, talking about, see, we the gods, man. See, the woman is wisdom because that's the earth, brother. So it's the gods in the earth, and you finna be in the earth. Then he gonna take you out the earth and burn you dumb bastard. Come on with it, sir. Big fire, bonfire. Hold on. See, the current pope is a Jesuit priest, still under the authority of the black pope, which in turn gives authority to the Catholic Church, to the Jesuits. Is that correct? I've heard that about the black pope. I ain't looked at it in some years, Brother Ernest, so I can't speak on that definitively. It's been a long time since I traveled down that road looking at that type of information. So I don't want to say anything to the affirmative or to the negative because I'm out the loop on that. I don't really absorb that much information along those lines. The movie Peter Pan is really more so about a little boy who doesn't want to grow up, using his influence to influence children so they can follow him for their own destruction. And make it look cute to you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell you better watch what you set them children in front of. You tell me that was a movie from my childhood. Your child gonna be a devil. You put in front of Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, your daughter coming back a whore. Your son coming back a punk, and they both gonna be worshiping the devil. Anything come from Disney, you ought not play it for them children. It's some faggot stuff in it. I guarantee you that. It's some more over sexual type stuff involved. Anything Disney related, it's something sexual in that.
That's what E.T. was about, the real story of Pan.
Yeah.
That was the real Pan.
She said Tinkerbell was a little hoe, half naked. Never. That's right. The 5%ers come from the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? Which is all based in Farrar, Muhammad, old bald-headed white man. Like I said, I done told you before, I read Message to the Black Man. He literally says, before I was a Muslim, I was a Mason. That's what he said. Yeah, Disney wants your little kid booty hole. You play with it if you want to. And nigga don't ask me why you ain't never want to go to Disney. I want to go to that faggoty doggone junk. I feel like Richard Nixon. That's the most faggotiest goddamn place in the world. I don't want to go around there. I don't want to go nowhere that's designed for kids that has extreme sexual energy for a place for children. I don't want to be there. I ain't never want to go. I never had a desire to go. Then when I seen the stuff that was there, then some of these children, they going to get snatched because they don't listen. They like to run off. They going to grab them niggas. They going to be in the trap, though.
I'm about to say, see why the white people
How
put kids on the leash.
No, I don't know nothing about that, brother Marvin, man. He say y'all know any of y'all know something about the Frankfurt School? I ain't never heard of that. Frankfurt School. Got to be something out of Germany.
Yeah, he'll tell me about it.
No, I got it. Oh, it's a school of thought in sociology and critical philosophy. See, now I knew about theosophy because I read about that when I was in prison. Because theosophy is what Adolf Hitler was studying before he came to power. I had a book on theosophy. That junk was weird. You know what I'm saying? But come on, Sid, read them Jeremiah 2 and 10.
It said, "For pass over the isles of Chittim and see, and send unto Kedar, and consider diligently, and see if there be such a thing. Have a nation changed gods?
Have a nation done what?
Changed gods?
Have a nation done what?
Changed gods?
Okay.
Which yet no gods? But my people have changed their esteem for that which do not profit."
See, you done changed your God. These people never have. Read it again for him, Sid.
It said, "Have a nation changed gods, which yet no gods? But my people have changed their esteem for that which do not profit."
These people ain't never stopped worshiping their gods, man. That's why we take the time to look at this type of stuff. You people ain't never, I don't care about, I mean, we care about their history, but we don't care. But you need to know about the gods that they worship so you can identify it when you see it. Because if you don't know the difference between Yahuwah and theirs, you can get caught up when they go to mixing Yahuwah with theirs. Yeah, I just seen that, Brother Moore. I just seen that. Who in here making all that noise? That Leah? Who been making all that noise? I don't know who that is. Come on here, Muffin Neil. Come on. Yeah, that work every time. So that was Leah in here crying. I didn't know you was a baby. You a baby? You wish you were a baby? Why do you wish you were a baby? So you wouldn't have to do chores.
That's valid though.
And why you laugh at that baby? What type of chores you got to do? That ain't no chore. That's all you got to do is dishes? Nigga. I thought you were finna say you gonna have to do dishes, dust the blinds, and you got chores, son? What you gotta do, son? You don't know what you got. You got chores, but you don't know what you gotta do. How that work, son? That nigga needs some chores right now. That one right there? That nigga need to do something. Make sure you stop. I'm not talking to you, sir. Come on back. Where we was at?
Luke 17.
Yeah, come on, Luke 7. We don't need verse 21. 20. Go to Luke 17 and 22.
And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when you shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you shall not see.
And they shall say to you,
see here or see there, go not after, nor follow. For as the lightning that light out of the one part under Shamahim shine unto the other under Shamahim, so shall also the Son of Man be in his day.
Go ahead.
But first he must suffer many things and be rejected of this generation. And as it were in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man.
Pause. What do y'all think that means? As it was in the days of Noah. What do you think that means?
The flood just came upon them with no warning.
That's what he said. They did eat and they drank and they married wives and they were given in marriage until the day Noah entered into the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. But listen, what do you think that means? In Genesis chapter 6. What did he say with how every man was in Genesis chapter 6? Wicked and evil imaginations continually. And what else did he say? That the way of Yahuwah was what? That's the part that you have to look at. The way of Yahuwah ain't corrupted quite yet. Go back to Genesis 6 and 11, man. It's corrupted, but it ain't corrupted quite yet. See, this is where the beast come in at. This is where he come in with the lie he told Eve, which is a lie he gonna tell Yasharal. Let's take a look now. I still got time. Because the only thing that we got to run is I can be swift with that. Come on.
I'm going to read verse 11 again.
6:11, Genesis.
Said the earth also was corrupt before Alahym, and the earth was filled with violence. And Alahym looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth.
Tell him what corrupt in his way is.
Corrupt is Shekah.
What?
And then way is the rock.
So what was corrupted by definition again?
Shekah.
I said by definition.
To destroy, to corrupt, to go to ruin, to decay, to spoil, to pervert, to corrupt, to deal corruptly.
To pervert. Way is the rock. They perverted the way of Kadash on the earth. Isaiah 35:3, for those who don't know. Isaiah 35:3.
Strengthen you the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your Alahym will come with vengeance. Alahym a recompense, he will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame leap as a hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. The parched ground shall become a pool. The thirsty land.
I think I missed what I wanted.
The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them. The desert shall rejoice and blossom as a rose. It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice, even with joy and singing. The esteem of Lebanon shall be given unto it. The excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the esteem of Yahuwah, the excellency of our Alahym. Strengthen you the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees.
It might be verse 10. Because all we need is there's a highway there.
Okay, that's verse 8. And a highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of Kadash. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it for those, the wayfaring man, though fools shall not err.
Tell him what way of Kadash means. He said the Messiah. He is coming with a surprise, and the people ain't gonna wait for it, or ain't gonna be ready for it. That's why if you think America is the fall and then the Lord coming back, that's why you going to hell.
That's the rock Kadash.
So that's the way of sanctification. He said they've corrupted his way on the earth. Now in Isaiah 24, it tell you they corrupted his covenant. They done changed the ordinances. They done did all of these things. And that's what the beast is coming to do. What that is, Daniel 7:25. Daniel 7:25.
And he shall speak words against the Most High, shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. They shall be given into his hand until a time and a times and a dividing of times.
Tell him what times and laws is one more time. Some people see that's when he changed the Sabbath. That's how I know you don't know too much.
Times is Zaman, a set time, a season.
He changed the seasons, set times.
And then law is doth, a decree or law.
Now, what you think is the law that he changing?
In the time of Revelation, you said you can't buy and sell. Yeah,
To an extent.
yeah, I feel like that's some type of law in place.
Let's take a look. Revelation 13:6. Let's see the time and law that he changing is he gonna tell you to worship him as God in its season. Ain't that what you're supposed to be doing on the feast days? Ain't nobody got to keep. Ain't nobody around here being forced to keep no Sabbath. You know how many people don't keep no Sunday Sabbath? It's some people finna get ready to go to brunch tomorrow. Ain't thinking about no church. They ain't going to no church. They don't care nothing about. It's a woman who just used her body as a semen depository, and she is not thinking about going to nobody's church. There is a man who had homosexual relations with another man, and he is not thinking about going to nobody's church. There is a nigga who just stole from his mama, his grandmama, and all his friends, and that nigga is not going to church in the morning. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't. It's a nigga who been trapping all night. He ain't going to nobody, and ain't nobody gonna say, if you don't go to church, you shall die. Nobody cares. Nigga, they have a church session 8 times a year in 30 cities in the NFL every goddamn Sunday. You know what I'm talking about? You got people who say, well, you know the Packers playing church. You got churches in Green Bay that have service earlier so that people can leave to be at the game on time.
I remember that going to church. I remember football season. That nigga was the end early for sure. Yeah, I forgot to tell you going to the game.
We having service at 9 o'clock. We gonna be gone before 9:45. I put the Lord on the clock because the Jaguars playing, the Giants playing. How about them Cowboys? Niggas say damn church. We don't care nothing about that. But yeah, he changed times and laws to force you to do something that ain't nobody doing. Nobody doing. The only people in church is homosexuals and whores.
No, I ain't gonna say that. Maybe X.
Look here, man. I said whores. I ain't put no gender on it.
I'm saying these people who done changed.
Man, them people ain't changed. They still lying. They still got idols in their heart. They just show up every Sunday and put their money in the plate.
What about yourself?
I ain't. Some of them is.
I know how my grandma was living. So
Yeah, that's a different time.
they don't keeping her right.
Nigga, you talking about 1975, nigga. It's 2024. Them people ain't living like that.
Oh yeah, nah, I see it. Man, that wasn't that long ago though.
Might as well be. It's a different day. It's a new dawn and a new day. That's what Nina Simone said. These niggas are different. You know what I'm talking about? These women come to church, just had a man put babies in her mouth. She want to hug and kiss every member in the pastor. Don't kiss that man. The choir director around here singing, he know what he did with Mr. Charles last night. He know what he did. You know what I'm talking about? The deacon sitting around there looking, boy, I think I can skim me a good 1,000 a day. That was his mind. It's packed in here. Let me leave the people on. The people ain't doing all that. He said, you got to have faith in your football team. Nah, people just like entertainment more than anything, man. That's why most of them go to church, is to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? You got people go to church smell like liquor. You know what I'm saying?
That's come as you are.
Yeah, I know. That's why a bunch of punks and whores in there.
How they are leaving, how they are.
I came in the same. Ain't got no problem playing the game. Coming in here, man. Really, all jokes aside, though, for the mass majority of churches, man, of course, you know this ain't every church. But in reality, man, most people going in there to try to find a way to make themselves feel better about the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, though. All that other stuff is jokes. But in all seriousness, is everybody in there like intentionally living sour? That's not necessarily their intent. But most of them in there, they know what they're doing. They know they ought to go to hell for it. They're trying to come in here to feel better about themselves. Not both of them in the ministry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what they're there for. You ain't motivational.
Yeah,
that's what niggas go see TD Jakes for. That nigga ain't a preacher. That nigga, what's that nigga? He Tony Robbins. Thug motivation. He said, I'm gonna give you holy motivation. To prosper. To prosper. I seen a brother the other day say, man, the prosperity gospel ain't wrong. Which he wasn't necessarily wrong. But I'm not gonna preach that to nobody. Nigga, you broke because you don't get up and go to work. No, I'm talking about a lot of brews broke because them niggas won't get up and go to work. I'm talking about, as simple as that may sound, man, a lot of brews broke because that nigga don't want to do nothing. I'm telling them niggas, I'm a prophet. I must preach the word of the Lord on the internet. He supply all my needs. Well, you need to get a goddamn job, nigga. I ain't understand that, John. Niggas get a job, don't keep it. You can't never come up like that. You know what a lot of rules be making me mad with? They feel like niggas supposed to help them out. Ain't nobody helping me. Help your goddamn self, you sorry bastard. God damn. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga can't help you if you ain't doing it. You didn't want a nigga to help because you feel like they supposed to help. Nigga, have you put a foot forward? Did you sell something? Did you get a job? When I say get a job, whether work on somebody's job or get a job, have you done something with somebody to say, you know what? I see that brother, he's doing his thing. I'm going to help him out. You don't want a nigga to help you because you're too sorry to get up off your funky behind. You bald-headed bastard, you. Nigga, ain't nobody co-signing that junk, you lazy nigga. You know what I'm talking about? For real, man. And y'all know I ain't lying either. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. He said, I've heard some say y'all told them to quit their jobs to preach online. Man, that man ain't told. Man, let me tell y'all something. Well, you run across a nigga, man, and a nigga tell you that Yahuwah told him to quit his job so he could preach online. God ain't sent him. God ain't sent him. Because, boy, Paul was an apostle, and this man was making tents. You know what I'm talking about? Peter was an apostle and a bishop, and he had a job. Remember that Glover, what the name is? Ed used to say that junk all the time. I'd come through, he say, hey, man, it's all good you had to preach, man. Paul was a tent maker. He used to tell me that junk every day. Paul was a tent maker. You know, you got to work, you got to preach, you got to preach. You know, Paul was a tent maker. That was his line. You understand me? Every time I come in now, Paul was a tent maker. I know it is. That's a classic because he said it too much for him to stop. You know what I'm talking about? But I say that because, man, Yahuwah ain't, if Yahuwah told a man to stop working, man, that man would have to be an apostle and be going from city to city, setting up congregations, man. Not sitting on his phone in his drawers, tapping, man. Because you know if a nigga preaching online, he ain't put on no clothes. He ain't got to put on no clothes. That nigga did lay in the bed, copy and paste. He on Clubhouse, that nigga could be laying in the bed, farting. You ain't gonna know. How you know? Quran say, Paul said, if a man don't work, he don't eat. That's what he said. These niggas eating though. And they eating more than doggone food. Nasty niggas. Come on, man. You better watch them niggas, man. Nigga don't want to. You gotta watch any man who don't want to work. Let me tell you something, man, because I know, boy, as a woman, boy, if you got to beg that nigga to get up to go to work, your coochie trash. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to tell you that right now. Your joint trash. You know what I'm talking about? And you know why I mean it's trash? Not trash because of your sexual ability. That means you useless all the way around the board because you picked a useless nigga and you thought that you could encourage him to be useful. You know what I'm talking about? That means as a woman, you need to reassess your whole entire life. You can't be that good of a woman if you picked a nigga who's jumping up and down on top of you and you got to encourage him to go get a job. That means he ain't had one when you met him. That means he ain't had one. I ain't talking about when you're 18, 19. We know you probably ain't got no job. Hell, I ain't even talking about when you're 20, 21. You probably ain't got no job. Everybody in here knew when you were young, you were broke. Every man in here knew when you were young, you were broke. You might have worked a little bit here, a little bit there, part-time, but you ain't had no money. But if you got to run across a nigga, this nigga 25, 30, 35, 40, and you got to convince this nigga to go to work, please find a job. Oh, baby, your coochie trash. You need to reassess your whole life. What that nigga told them two chicks, what Chico Bean told, that's poor pussy management. That's poor. You know what I'm saying? You come and tell this man you want to put all these responsibilities on this man and you steady giving him some coochie and this nigga 37 years old and he don't want to go to work. You shouldn't even have to ask a man in his 30s, are you going to get a job? You shouldn't even have to ask him. You got to ask that nigga, how you laid with him? Where did you find? That means you trash, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You know what hang out at the landfill? Civic can tell you. Trash. You know what you find when you go to the landfill? Trash. So if you got a trash nigga, he must have found you at the landfill or you found him there. And you know what they tell you not to do at the landfill? Dig in the trash. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, because niggas will sit back and look at, boy, you see what he threw away and they'll grab it. And my line said, they got a big old sign talking about hey, all jokes aside, because it be niggas like me who I don't give a damn what it is, nigga, it's going. But it can still be in good repair. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they tell you not to. Yeah, somebody might notice something you done push on the hand unload. That'd be some use. Throw that on our trailer. Hell, see how many times we done seen a nigga come out there and grab a broom or a shovel, we done threw our nigga and come and scoop him. Cause let me tell you, boy, I don't give a damn. If I ain't earmarked that it's going, that junk going to the landfill. I don't give a damn what it is, nigga. I don't have a thrift store. I'm not selling nothing. I'm not buying no storage units to hold it with the hopes of selling it. It can go to the trash can. I don't want it. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. I don't want this. But yeah, man, I ain't trying to be funny and I ain't trying to be disrespectful, ladies. If you got to make that nigga go get a job, if you got to convince that nigga to go get some money, you need to reassess your whole life. I ain't talking about being rich now. This nigga don't want to work. Man, you know how it's like I said, it's different when you young. You don't really put no pressure on a man to do something. Usually till you come up pregnant. Then you like, well, damn, nigga, we got to get some money to take care of this baby. You could be in your early 20s having sex with a nigga who broke it in the 10 Commandments that'll never cross your mind. You know what I'm talking about? Never cross your mind. You'll lay right up with him and just be nasty and all type of freaky. Won't even cross your mind. But boy, when you hit about 20, you been in the mid-20s and back, and you can still lay next to a nigga, and you know that nigga ain't got nothing going on, baby, you trash. You trash. Somebody need to tell y'all that, because y'all need to stop laying in the bed with broke dick niggas, man. Y'all need to stop. Stop it. Tell your friends. Tell your relatives. Stop it. It ain't cool. I ain't talking about y'all going through hard times. I'm talking about this nigga ain't got a job. You know how terrible it is for a grown man to go through a whole year and don't make $10,000? You know it's niggas who live like that? Ain't made $10,000 for the whole. That's under $1,000 a month. That's terrible. He said definitely wasn't bad furniture we threw away last week. That's what Sean said. Shalom, Eric, man. They said they get dressed waist up for the camera. Come on, man. Let's get to the main point out of here, man. Y'all think I'm joking now. I'm dead serious about what I said, man. If you in there, if you laid up in the bed, boy, and this nigga can get an erection and come on top of you, and this nigga ain't been to work in a month, if you got to look at him and say, you going to look for a job today, baby?
Man, go ahead.
You got to try to insinuate you need some help with the bills because you paying them all. Your coochie trash, baby. When I'm talking about trash, I'm not talking about your sexual ability. I'm talking about your fundamental ability to decipher who you should let use your vagina. Because if he useless, guess what that means you is? You useless too. Don't live your life like that. Come on, man. Be better. That's stuff your mama didn't pull to told you. I'm going to tell you what Miss Rose told me. You wake up with a wet behind and a dry pocket, you a goddamn fool. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't talking about waking up with no wet behind and a dry pocket thinking, because if you got to think every nigga you deal with got to give you some money, you's a prostitute. That means if you wake up with a wet behind, that means there had to be some value that you added to his life the way he wanted to make your behind wet. So therefore, you wouldn't wake up with a dry pocket because he'd be doing something for you like you're doing something for him. It'd be a mutual exchange of benefit. And I ain't talking about sexually either. The benefit got to be exchanged before you get naked. If you just get naked looking for an exchange, you are a prostitute. Straight up. Yeah, and if you're a prostitute, then you need to go ahead and live your life to the fullest. But if you ain't a prostitute, stop tooting your behind to every nigga who blink his eye at you. He like me. That nigga, of course he like you. You got somewhere to live. That nigga's homeless. You around here fooling with a nigga who travel by trash bag.
You ain't got a briefcase.
You around here fooling with a nigga who travel by trash bag. This nigga ain't got a goddamn car, nothing. Nigga, we don't live in New York. Nigga, you supposed to have an automobile. This nigga go from house to house. All his personal effects is in a hefty bag. Matter of fact, if he took it a step further, he would have got a contractor bag to make sure it don't break on the way. Woo! All jokes aside, stop being goddamn stupid, man. Tell your friends and your family, man. Talk to them. For the love of God, please talk to him. Come on, man.
We're in Revelation 13:6.
Come on with it.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Alahym to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in Shamahim. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
All that dwell upon the earth will do what?
Worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain
What
from the
happened after
foundation
that?
of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Here it is.
He that lead into captivity shall go into captivity. He that kill with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patient and faith of the saints.
What did he say Esau was going to live by? Okay, come on.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a serpent.
He had 2 horns like a what?
Like a lamb.
But spake as a what?
As a serpent.
See how that go back to what we read in Daniel? He coming in peace, but he telling lies. Come on.
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he do great wonders, so that he make fire come down from Shamahim on the earth in the sight of men, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by those miracles which he had power to do.
Now y'all know that Deuteronomy 13, you can read it for yourself. That's one of the elements he said, no matter if they work signs and wonders to get you to worship another God, don't do it. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak.
Y'all know that Psalms, what, 118, 115? That's how you supposed. I read Psalms 115 for those who ain't familiar. That's why you supposed to know the word so you don't get caught up. Psalms 115 and verse 3. Well, verse 2. Wherefore should the heathen say, where now their Alahym? But our Alahym and Shamahim, he have done whatsoever he have pleased. Their idols, silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them. Everyone that trust in them. So listen, just because he make this image come alive, the book done already told you, don't you go for that. Why? Because it was made with men's hands. I don't give a damn if it's alive. I don't give a damn if it talks. See, he gonna be able to tell you, look, I gave life to this. See, he gonna try to convince you that what he did with that idol is what Yahuwah did with Adam. Go ahead, man. Indeed. Come on, man.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he calls all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
See, again, the brother was talking about you would get ready for that mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Man, them people ain't putting no chip in your hand, boy. You know it's more countries in the world than America, right? You think every other country you think they worry about an RFID chip in Afghanistan? For those of you who know the word, you know that man gonna want you to enter into a covenant. You should know that because he said those who do wickedly against the covenant will depart, and that, of course, that he will do and have intelligence with the people who forsake the covenant. That man wants you to get down with the devil, man. Don't you know that's a contract? See, remember we talked about it before. You can't sell your soul to the devil now. Y'all know that, right? You can't sell your soul. Why you can't sell your soul? It ain't yours to sell. All souls are mine, saith Yahuwah. And the soul that sin, it shall die. All you can do is pledge allegiance to serve the devil. That's what you're doing when you enter into a covenant with the devil, or quote unquote selling your soul to the devil. All you're doing is selling your allegiance. Your allegiance for service to Yahuwah was purchased for, as Kanye West did it for, for a few toys, like a Happy Meal. Everybody got excited when this nigga was talking about all this stuff, and this man Ben got on stage and said, I sold my soul. It was a crappy deal. I got a few toys like a Happy Meal. Nigga sold his soul for a Lamborghini and a funny-faced white woman. Ain't that about it? Because that's what Cat Williams said. That's what they give you, right? A whole bunch of money and a funny-faced white woman. And you know what the crazy part was? All them niggas all them niggas got one. Manly-looking women, too. Light skin, white ones, all the same. Shoot. How someone be looking, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
I know Nicole, not if that was Nicole. No, Dr. Dre wife. Well, that nigga had the dogs on Jim Carrey mask chin. Boy, I said, well, I don't know how he found her attractive. She definitely looked like she was smoking.
That's what that nigga said. Mad.
No, I didn't.
Nigga, boy.
I mean, I done seen it, but that line was used a lot. You know, this was in the 90s. But boy, she got a strong chin, boy. I'm talking about, nigga, how you found her attractive? Even Nicole Murphy, as much as they talk, that lady ain't that pretty. Eddie Murphy, ex-wife. Yeah, that woman ain't that pretty, man. He talking about how Cat won that 497. Cat ain't gonna whoop too many people who put that iron on. He don't look like a tussler at this age of his life. I am a boy. That nigga flipped him around. That was some years ago. But hey, at the same token, nigga said, how you let a child do that to? That nigga might have that retarded nigga strength, man. You know, them 14, 15-year-old boy be strong as hell. And you go in there as a grown man underestimating them boy, they still spry. They ain't got no aches. They tendons don't hurt. He full of testosterone. Boy, I'm talking about that boy that gained all the testosterone you done lost. You go in there half-stepping with him, that young nigga finna sling you around. That's the same way if your son ball up to you, you better go ahead and knock him out. Don't play with it. Boy, if that boy had you around here skating on the floor, man, this, that, and the third, you gotta knock that nigga clean out first quarter. You can't play with that nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Your son walk around with his shirt off, you come in the house, why he walk around like this? He like to say, I have exerted my dominance. He done whooped you. Oh yeah, you can't let your son whoop you, man. Because you might come in there, nah, you gotta go ahead like Rampage Jackson did. Boy, they said, I knocked him on out. Then he say, you bold, man, that talking about Joe Rogan looking at him, you bold up against your daddy? Just I don't want to talk about it. If Rampage Jackson, who's a world-class mixed martial artist, son will size him and he ain't hold back and knock him out, you better go ahead and knock yours out. Because this grown man ain't running up on Rampage Jackson. And his son did it. You know what I'm saying? Jit felt like he could take him.
Jit thought it was on TV only.
Pause, man. Pop took him to Pound Town. Well, how the nigga went to talking about it, I'm talking about, not because that's what they call it. They call it ground and pound. That ain't what they call it. If you know MMA, you know what I'm talking about. Man, how Rampage was talking about it, Jit was like, homework. He was like, yeah, I whooped that nigga. I had to give him, tell about it. That's how you know Pop would. He like, come on, tell about it. What? You can't, you got to move out. You no longer the man of the house. Your son whoop you. You got to give him access to all the bank accounts. Give him everything, son. It's your kingdom now. I must depart. It's over. Can't stand there. Your son done whooped you, man. He done overthrew you. You got to abdicate the throne.
They gonna do what they did now. They shoot them now. You get shot now. Pops ain't even fighting.
He ain't lied.
Cheat code.
You gonna have to go. I can't shoot my son. I just gotta move out. Shoot, we can say you gotta hit him with the hot duke. You gotta hit that nigga with something. Once you see that nigga smelling himself, you got to go on already, be ready, squared up, ready to swing on him. You can't even be like, that's my son. I'm gonna take. You gotta go here. Let me drop this nigga. This nigga think he can whoop me. I've been taking care of this funky bastard. I know this in my house. Come on, man. What your wife gonna think if she walk in there and see her son whooping you?
You got more stamina.
She like, they said, stop it, baby. That's your daddy. What's wrong with your nigga? I've been it's over, bro. At the end of the table, he gets served first. He get the larger portion. She go to tell him, you can bring your little girlfriends to the house, baby. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care.
That ain't gonna do nothing.
He said that's why Joab wanted David to kill Absalom. Definitely. That's unreal.
I think that something like something.
What you gonna tell him? Yes, son.
You think it's gonna be a trilogy?
I'm telling you, I told you, boy, my cousin tried my uncle, boy, and Uncle Greg, he said, I whooped him off top. Bye-bye. Yeah, I dropped it. Say that nigga thought he could take me. Gotta knock him out. And you can't sit back and tell me I'm gonna give him a fair one. Man, if you know you old, man, hit that nigga with whatever you gotta hit him with. That nigga need to know to find somebody to play with. Yeah, you gotta go in, you gotta hurt him. Yeah, you gotta hurt him. I gotta hurt this nigga. He done tried me, nigga. I ain't 25, nigga. I'm 43 years old. I've been around here for the tussle with this 16-year-old nigga. Man, it's a dude I go to the gym with. He talking about, yeah, boy. He said, yeah, boy, I had to whoop my son the other day.
Hey, that's why he did Jody on Baby Boy. You caught that nigga sitting while he was talking, got him behind that nigga. All that talking he's doing, all right.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about this real talk, man. There's a dude go to 103rd Bayless. His son plays football for Ed White. I come in there, he be always talking about that. Let me get you back. You know what I'm saying? That's his line. Let me get your chest. He said, man, how your baby doing? I say, he good. He said, don't get ready now, cause he gonna try you. He said, I just whooped mine the other day. Say he ran up on me. I showed him too. Niggas, I hit pop. Yeah, man, knock that nigga out, boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just for some reason, for some little boys, when they hit about 14, between 14 and 16, they go to thinking like, well, I think I can whoop daddy. I think I can take it. You got to make it his worst day. I don't care if you ain't got no hands. Boy, you better like this. You better make it his worst day. And you can't do nothing else but to grab that nigga and scoop him and drop him dead on his head. Pop! All that. You can't spare nothing. Find you somebody to play with, whole nigga. Now go wash up and I take you and get something to eat.
Jody,
I'm gonna take you to something. Whoop your behind. I'm gonna take you and get something to eat. And if you feel like he whooped you, that's what you got to do. You get whooped, man. You go find the biggest pan in the kitchen, right? You dug him off somewhere, and when that nigga ain't looking, bam, bash that nigga right outside. You got to do it like they do in prison, man. Get the mop ring and all and hit that nigga with it.
Lock in the sock.
All that. You talking about God, no. One thing, going to jail. One thing about it, once that nigga square up, he's a man now. He's a man. Everything goes.
Mama's got to go close the door.
Just go in the room and you got to go look like the mama, like grandmama on Minister Society. When she put Kane out, he said, "Grandma," and she just. What you gotta do? Oh man, she say her dad ain't play none of that.
Hey, do I hear you? So you got 4 boys and they try to
They getting shot. If they ain't getting shot, they getting stabbed. And guess what? They getting jumped, and I'm gonna catch all them niggas when they sleep.
I was just thinking, obviously, you got that many sons, they don't catch you in your sleep. They ain't even gonna try that.
Oh, you gonna have one son that's gonna be like, he gonna come over there with daddy. It's a 2-on-2 fade. Let's run it there, oh nigga. You gonna have one son that ride with you. It's probably gonna be the oldest. He said y'all ain't too sorry.
Is he really fake?
What you say?
I gotta stay up.
No, I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing no algorithm. Yeah, shoot, you going to jail, child or not? I don't want to go to jail. I didn't want to give you a fake. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga say her daddy was 6'1" and a brick mason. You don't fool with a nigga who picked up bricks all day. But that nigga cock strong.
What?
That nigga cock strong. I'll say what you want to say. Nigga. I'm old, nigga. I wouldn't even use to say about niggas who have been that nigga cock strong. They grab you, you done. Give damn what y'all talking about. That's y'all new age stuff, nigga. We talking about in the 80s, nigga. Y'all niggas from the South, you done heard that nigga say that junk. What that nigga got that nigga. Cog strong mean that's nigga grab hold to you. Both of them. I've heard both of them. Nigga really talking about you can see a nigga, he ain't jacked like that, but that nigga strong. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga grab hold to you, and you like this here. Bam! You laughing till you run up on the nigga, got that doggone retarded nigga strength.
Got that radio.
You gonna be calling for more than the radio once he get hold of you.
Radio.
Larry, he one of them niggas, he got a retarded strength. You can't be that ugly and not be strong. Come on, man, let's get on out of here. Where we at, bro?
I don't even know what it was before Revelation.
That nigga ain't retarded, man.
Shoot, couldn't tell you, lie to me.
That nigga that hard, man.
Shoot, I guarantee you that nigga IQ is at the borderline of legal retardation.
Nah, it ain't right. That nigga hooping. Man, 35 mechanics, man. That man got all his.
I don't mean that. I ain't saying he was dumb.
He retarded.
Retarded ain't got nothing to do with your intelligence. That don't got to deal with cognitive function.
IQ, that's intelligence.
You know what I'm talking about? But that's where they rank where you retarded at. You come under a certain baseline, they say you mentally retarded, meaning you diminished in certain cognitive functions. Nigga ugly.
You can't get right.
Shoot, retarded. Shoot, he ain't got to be clinically retarded. He nigga retarded. Come on.
Okay.
I just ain't seen him in a while. I had a chance to rank on him. Next time I see him, I'm going to rank on him. I ain't seen him in a long time. Come on.
You go to Revelation.
What we just read in Revelation.
13.
Finish it out.
Say, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666.
Boom. So with all that being said, what we read in 2 Peter chapter 3, the earth has to be burned up and made new because it's been defiled. Because as we read in Revelation 12, and that this man gonna be shedding blood in the earth, innocent blood, and the earth is defiled when innocent blood is shed. Let's return back to Genesis chapter 1. Run down verse 11.
And Alahym said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed in itself upon the earth. And it was so.
Hold on, what kind of tree was it?
Fruit yielding tree.
Y'all know what tree that is. Now, why in the beginning of creation would he create a tree? See, this is what people don't realize, right? Faith always came before the law. It's not a tree of knowledge of good and evil here. Read it again. Mika say, none of his sons were going to try him and get away with it. I heard the stories. He has more sons than daughters. He has 3 girls and 4 boys. Yeah, when your daddy come through and that nigga 6'1", 225 pounds of unadulterated muscle, ain't nobody finna fool with him. See, they only fool with you when they think you old and they think, I think I can whoop daddy. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to show him. So he can go to school and tell his friends, why you got that knot on your head? I don't want to talk about it. Nothing, because he ran up on his daddy. Daddy knocked him out. What's your problem? What's your problem? What you got? Why you ain't got nothing? Why you don't need it anymore?
I'm fine.
Why are you fine? Say what?
Questions.
Why you got a question? Who's asking you questions? Who is you? I don't know you. I don't know you. Who is you? Come on, Sid.
And Alahym said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed in itself upon the earth. And it was so.
And it was what?
And it was so.
And it was what?
It was so.
What tree is this? You know what tree it is. Ezekiel 47:12. You know what tree it is. Matter of fact, don't even do that. Revelation 22:1. Because we keep that swift. We spent a whole bunch of time 3-4 months ago talking about the tree of life. We ain't got to spend an inordinate amount of time talking about it right now.
And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Alahym and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, the tree of life, which bear 12 fruits, yielding her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree.
Notice that where
way
you seen that in verse 10, that go them seeds. But them seeds is going to be coming out from the throne of God. You know what I'm saying? But that's another conversation. Come on with it.
And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Alahym and of the Lamb shall be in it. His servants shall serve him.
Come on.
They shall see his face and his name in their foreheads. There shall be no night there. They need no candle, neither light of the sun, for the Lord Alahym give them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. And he said unto me, these sayings faithful and true, and the Lord Alahym and the Kadash prophets sent this Malachim to show unto his servants the things which must surely be done. Behold, I come quickly, Baruch to he that keep the sayings of the prophecy of this book. And I, John, saw these things and heard. And when I heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the Malachim.
That's good. So you know these 12 manner of fruits. This that same tree. Notice that he said it's the earth. It's a fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. It said that it bring fruit in its season, whose seed is in itself. Of course, you know the seed is the word of God, and faith come by hearing, and hearing come by the word. Genesis 1:14.
And Alahym said, let there be lights in the firmament of Shamahim to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years.
Let them be for
lights in the firmament of Shamahim to give light upon the earth, and it was so.
Alahym made what?
2 great lights.
The greater light
to rule the day,
and the lesser light
to rule the night,
and the what?
The stars also.
And Alahym
set them in the firmament of Shamahim to give light upon the earth,
and to rule over the
day and over the night,
and to divide the light
from the darkness.
And Alahym saw
that it was good.
Listen, what is that greater light that rules the day? What is that lesser light that rules the night? Well, let's take a look. Give me what that is, man. Philippians 2:15. See, Mashiach, both of them lights. He the greater and the lesser light. How is he the lesser light to rule over the night? We'll deal with that in a moment. Go ahead.
That you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Alahym, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom you shine as lights in the world.
Paul. Now, these sons of God would be the stars or the produce. Also, the greater light to rule the day is the Father. The lesser light to rule the night is the Son. How is the Son the lesser light to rule the night? Because we read it last night, Hebrews 2:14.
For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil.
Is that not him ruling over the night? How is he the lesser light? John 14:26. Yeah, right? Well, you ain't got no hard life.
But the Comforter, the Ruach HaKadosh, whom the Abba will send in my name, he shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you. Shalom I leave with you, my peace shall give unto you. Not as the world give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid.
Listen.
You have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. If you love me, you will rejoice, because I said, I go unto the Abba, for my Abba is greater than I. And now I have told you before it come to pass, that when it is come to pass,
he said,
you might
who's
believe.
greater than him?
His Abba.
Who's greater than him?
His Abba.
And John and Genesis, what did Pharaoh tell Joseph?
Only in my head.
Now, would not Pharaoh be the greater light? And then you have the lesser light. Go back. Let me just go back over here. You stay where you at till I decide which direction we want to go in next.
Sit down. I don't care about that. Put it down. You ain't even do it.
Of course, when you look at greater, that is Gadol, which is great, greater in importance, great and distinguished. Alahym himself is one of the definitions for it. Alahym himself. And what do you look at lesser? And that is Katan, and that is young, small, insignificant, unimportant, or young. Give me 1 Corinthians 11:1 to establish this point.
Be you followers of me, even as I also of Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, the head of every woman is a man, the head of Mashiach is Alahym.
So if the head of Mashiach is Alahym, or his father, and Mashiach is, let me just do this. John 11:7.
Then after that, he said to his disciples, let us go into Judea again. His disciples said to him, Master, the Yahudim of late sought to stone you, and go you there again? Yahushua answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbled not, because he sees the light of this world. But if a man walk in the night, he stumbled, because there's no light in him.
Now listen, right? He said he see the light of this world. He said he told him, keep on going, right? He said there's a time period where there'll be light and no man can work. Continue.
These things said he, and after he said unto them, our friend Lazarus sleep, but I go that I may awake him out of his sleep. Then said his disciples, Master, if he sleep, he shall do well. Howbeit Yahushua spake of his death, but they thought that he had spoken of taking of rest and sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Then said Yahushua unto them plainly, Lazarus is dead.
That's good, because I think it was good.
Hey.
Y'all sit down and be quiet, for y'all be fighting me. Oh, yeah, we already read it. Listen. If you have a greater light to rule the day and a lesser light to rule the night, and the greater light by definition is Gadol, which can be defined as literally Alahym himself, and Mashiach say that he is of the day, then guess what that is representative of when you look at it testimony-wise? He's the lesser light to rule the night because he is the light that rules over dark. If there was no moonlight outside, what would it be outside? It would be pitch black. So therefore, let me show you something. Isaiah chapter 2. Tell me what verse 4 say.
And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. O house of Jacob, come you, let us walk in the light of the Lord.
That is, walk in the light in the what?
Of the Lord.
And what else?
Therefore you have forsaken your people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistines. Mm-hmm. They please themselves and the children of strangers.
Now go to Isaiah 9:4.
For you have broken the yoke of his burden, the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian. For every battle of the warrior with confused noise and garments with blood, but it shall be with burning and fuel of fire. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given.
Back up to 9:1.
Nevertheless, the dimness, not as such as in our vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict the way of the sea beyond Jordan and Galilee of the nations. The people that walked in darkness.
The people that walked in what?
In darkness.
Saw what?
A great light.
When you go outside right now, if that sun down, what light you gonna see? Notice that the moon is not necessarily not a great light. It's a lesser light compared to the one that rules in the daytime. The Father rules over the sun. He's greater than him. You know what I'm saying? But the sun rule over the night, meaning he ruled over death. So when we come and look at this 1 Corinthians 15 and 20,
but now is Mashiach risen from the dead, become the first fruits of them that slept. For since by man death, by man also the resurrection of the dead. Mm-hmm. For as in Adam all die, even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive. Mm-hmm. But every man in his own order. Mashiach the first fruits, after they that are Mashiach's at his coming. Mm-hmm. Then the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Alahym, even the Abba, mm-hmm. He shall have put down all rule and all authority and power.
Put down all rule, authority, and what?
And power.
Why?
For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet.
And the last enemy
shall be destroyed as death.
And then what?
For he have put all things under his feet. But when he saith all
things, y'all sit down. You ain't got no business moving around. You ain't got no business to attend to. Go ahead.
For he have put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are put under, manifest that he is accepted, which he did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Alahym may be all in all.
Listen. Revelation 21 and 24. Notice how I say the lesser will be subject to he that is greater at that particular point. once he done put down everything that he was ruling over.
And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their esteem and honor into it. The gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. They shall bring the esteem and honor of the nations into it, and there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defile, neither work abomination.
Now, this is the point we're looking at, right? If you look at it in the natural thing, right? In the daytime, it's manifesting that the Father is head over all. At nighttime, you sit back and look at how the Son rules over death and all things that are in darkness, that he has power over it. Was he not manifested to destroy the works of the devil, to make an end of sin, to finish the transgression? And then the stars also. That's why we started with the Philippians 2 and 15, so that you can shine as lights amongst a crooked and perverse nation, because you are birthed from those two greater lights. You understand what I'm telling you? But when you go back and look in Revelation 21, you see ain't no sun and no moon there. It's just the Father and the Son there, and they're the light of it. And now it's that greater and lesser light are ruling equally. Yet the greater light still has more authority, because ain't gonna be no sun and no moon now. See, somebody had made reference why that's the case. That junk was dumb. Don't you know in the book of Jeremiah, he said if you could get rid of his covenant with the sun and the moon, get it for him, man. Jeremiah 32, man. I think it's about verse 28. Let me look and see. I ain't got to have you on the wild goose chase. If it ain't 32, then it's 33. I think it's 33. Yeah, it's 33. Jeremiah 33 and 19. You can give him 16, 15 on general principle. Make it 14 for complete context. Jeremiah 33 and 14.
Behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that I'll perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Yasharal and to the house of Yehuda.
In those days.
And at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness
to grow under who?
Unto David.
And he shall execute what?
Judgment and righteousness in the land.
And in those days.
Shall Yehuda be saved.
Shall who be saved?
Yehuda be saved.
And Jerusalem gonna do what?
Dwell safe.
And this is the
saying the name wherewith she shall be called.
Yahuwah our what?
Our righteousness.
And thus saith Yahuwah.
David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Yasharal.
Neither shall the priests.
The Levites want a man before me to offer burnt offerings and to kindle meat offerings.
And to sacrifice what?
Continually.
And the word of Yahuwah came under who?
Jeremiah saying,
thus it saith Yahuwah, if you can
break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night,
that there should not be what?
Day and night in their season.
May also
my covenant be broken with David,
my servant, that he should not
have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites to priest my ministers.
Mm-hmm.
As the host of Shamahim cannot be numbered, neither the sand of
the
sea be
he
measured.
said the minute that his covenant with night and day be broken, David won't have a man to sit on his throne. The minute that night and day is stopped, is David got a man sitting on his throne? Not from what you just read in Revelation 21. What throne they sitting on? It's not David's throne. Whose throne are they sitting on? They sitting on Alahym himself's throne. Yahushua sit on David's throne when he come back for them 1,000 years. But when this man bring a new heaven and new earth, that's not David's throne he's sitting on. That's not David's throne he's sitting on. Notice, read it again, man. Verse 20, read it again. Pay attention.
Thus saith Yahuwah, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night.
If you can break my covenant with the day and night. What did he tell you in Genesis 8 and 22?
That's the earth remains.
That as long as the earth remains, summer and winter, seed time and harvest, night and day would remain. That's what he said, didn't it? Come on now.
Thus saith Yahuwah, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, that there should not be day and night in their season, may also my covenant be broken with David, my servant, that he should not have a son.
Now notice he said while the earth remained, because he said he made the earth to be inhabited, but this earth is defiled. So the same earth that you seen him create in the first creation, he gonna make it again, but this one ain't gonna be defiled. See that same tree of life he kept from you that he made in that first creation? I'm gonna make everything he doing it again. Just gonna do it again. But it's gonna be better than what he did the first time. Because the first one was defiled. The second one, that's why he said, notice, read verse 27, chapter 21, and notice what he said can't come in that city. (21, 27) book of Revelation. Renee, what's your problem?
saying, there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defile, neither work abomination or a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
When we were looking at Genesis chapter 6, ain't that what they were doing? Now notice he said the only people who gonna be there are written in the whose book of life?
The Lamb's book of life.
You know the difference between when he flooded the earth the first time? It wasn't just the sons of God in the earth in them days. It was the daughters of men. It was two separate genealogies there. This time, and notice what did he do when he flooded the earth? What genealogy did he get rid of? He got rid of Cain, which means he only left the sons of God behind. So that's how you knowing that when he come and do it again, who he leaving behind? Only the sons of God are going to remain, because that's the only people he wants. If you're not of the household of Alahym, he don't want you. And how do you become of the household of Alahym? John 1 and 12.
But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of Alahym, to them that believe on his name, which are born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Alahym.
Mm-hmm.
And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his esteem, the esteem as of the only begotten of the Abba, full of mercy and truth. John bare witness of him and cried, saying,
That's good. Now, the last thing that we would look at in the second part of the second creation is Revelation 20 and 4. Now, John 1 and 12 was a piece of the last part that we would look at it. But John 20 and 4.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them. Judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Alahym, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This, the first resurrection.
That's good. Go ahead.
Baruch and Kadash, he that had part in the first resurrection.
Upon
Such the second death hath no power.
Continue.
But they shall be priests of Alahym and of Mashiach, shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Pause. Why is that important? Give me verse 12, same chapter.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Alahym. The books were opened. Another book was opened, which is of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the books according to their works.
Listen.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell were delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This, the second death.
Just on general principle. Genesis 5 and 1 and Genesis 2 and 1. Just on general principle.
So this is the book of the generations of Adam, and the day that Alahym created man, and the likeness of Alahym made he him.
And the day he did what?
And the day he created man. Male and female created he them, and baruched them, and called their name Adam. And that
Genesis
day
2 and 1.
they were created. Thus Shamahim and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day Alahym ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Alahym baruched the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Alahym created and made. These are generations of Shamahim and of the earth.
This is the generations of eternity.
When they
remember, this is Toledah. This is the genealogy. That's what them two words. That's what you're talking about in Genesis 2 and Genesis 5. This is the genealogy. Why is this important? What was in the genealogies of heaven when he made it? Genesis 1 and 26.
And Alahym said, let us make man in our image.
Let us do what?
Let us make man in our image.
And in our what?
And after our likeness.
And what after that?
Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creep upon the earth.
Go ahead.
So Alahym created man in his image, and the image of Alahym created he him, male and female created.
Remember,
he
and that means that Alahym created man by what? By a word. Now, we read what we read in Revelation 20. We also kind of really already talked about Mashiach resurrected from the dead. This is when the first Adam is created again. That's why we talked about him dying in the garden. Was he not formed from the dust of the ground, like in the garden, like the first Adam? Now the second Adam is resurrected from the dead. Romans 8 tell you how you be conformed to his image. Everyone that is born of him would be in his genealogy, because you would be in his image and likeness. So when you read those who are part of the first, because let's just go ahead and be honest with it all the way around the board. And we've talked about this on numerous occasions. If you're not part of the first resurrection, the likelihood of you going to hell is very high. Do you know what I'm saying? It is very, very high. Can we say definitively 100%? But how in the world was the word in you and you didn't get up? Now, if you were alive at his coming, but you weren't sealed and you didn't die in the aftermath of the carnage, you may have an opportunity for your soul to be delivered in that one day, as you can read in Isaiah, where he'll be instructing everybody. You know what I'm talking about? Because clearly we know that there's going to be some people who ain't going to take heed to the instruction, because when Satan get loose from his prison, he going to go out and deceive them. You know what I'm talking about? So that your best bet is, if you ain't dead, that you be alive and you don't get killed while he went on his way here, you still might have a chance. Boy, if you go in that grave and you ain't got that ruach, boy, you probably going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? Because that means your name is, you got to understand, having your name written in the book of life is being marked as a family member who descends from Adam. See, you know, you hear a lot of Bruce, you are what your father is. Well, in this instance, you got to be who your father is, and that's the Son of God. If not, you're going to perish. You must be who your father is. Not an Israelite. Your father is of Alahym. Whether you say Adam, whether you say Yahusha, you still gonna have to be what your father is, and that is of God. If not, you going to hell. And the purpose of that is the second creation is literally going to be man made in his image and in his likeness, to have dominion and rule and authority with him. How do we know that? Revelation 3:20. I ain't did nothing to you, cuz.
Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcome will I grant to sit with me in my throne.
Sit with me where?
In my throne.
Sit with me where?
In my throne.
What else?
Even as I also overcame and am set down with my Abba in his throne.
Okay.
He that have an ear, let him hear what the Ruach says to the assembly.
Give him Revelation 2:23. It's 24, or really probably 25. We don't want to hear about Jezebel. You know, I had to tell somebody that, you know, Jezebel get described. You being a freak hoe don't make you a Jezebel. Just make you a whore. Because Jezebel wasn't no whore. Jezebel was a married woman. There's no record of Jezebel tossing coochie everywhere, dressing half naked. But what she was a manipulative, vindictive, malicious, irreligious, and wrathful, pagan, idolatrous worshiper. That's what she was. She was a woman who sought to manipulate and rule over her husband because he was too jelly-back to tell that maggot hoe to sit her funky behind down. And I ain't even talking about what she did to Nabal. I'm talking about the fact that she was killing the prophets of Yahuwah, and this nigga sat back and watched it. I'm talking about the fact that he had the whole northern kingdom worshiping Baal because that's what his old lady was on. Before you even get to the part with Nabal, or where he knew he couldn't take that man's land, and he knew he may have not known what she did, but he knew it wasn't right. How you end up with the land and you took it? He just end up dead, and you like, it's just my luck. You know what I'm saying? See, she said like Erykah Badu. You know what I'm talking about? See, Erykah Badu is really just a whore who's a witch. She a witch. She a little different. She's a witch. You know what I'm saying? And niggas getting mesmerized because they see her lumpy booty behind on stage like these niggas ain't never seen a booty before. She got her cakes out. This whole 53. You niggas excited about 53-year-old cheeks? That means you nigga been lusting after her since you was a little boy. You still beating your meat to this woman? Nigga, you're 40. Man, that junk wild because you got grown men who the same age as her. Tell my bro, she's so thick. Man, that woman is a whore. Oh, you talking about, I seen that chick, what that chick sister got to say. She said, I wish a big 40-year-old hoe would get my son pregnant. She said, boy, that hoe gonna have to shoot me a fade. Man, all that is will say in that instance, man, it's a young nigga seeing a woman that fine because she don't look her age. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She don't look her age. But what it really boiled down to is that a lot of them boys be lusting after certain of these women, and now they got access to her. You know what I'm saying? So now he just knocking her down.
cat. That means he was looking at her when she was young. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He probably was lusting after her when he was young. You know what I'm saying? And then now he just has an opportunity to have sex with a woman that he always wanted to have sex with. She says she was so wicked that she's in the last book of the Bible. Go on to give 2 and 7 for a minute, man. 2 and 17. Yeah, Jezebel different. She's a seductress to idolatry. That's what she is. She ain't no whore. See, if you walk around thinking the Jezebel is a whore, you're going to get took down by the real Jezebel. Because a whore is just a whore. See, if you get taken down by a whore, it's because you weaken the meat. You know what I'm talking about? You thinking with the one eye instead of with your both eyes. That's why you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? You got a problem. You can't be thinking with your mushroom tip. For real. That's what nigga problem is. You see some vagina, you just got to slide in it, huh? I hope she got AIDS, nigga. And I hope you get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like that, man. I promise to you, man, I told you this plenty of time before, man. In the grand scheme of life, sex is a minuscule part of the time that you're going to be here on this earth. You're going to spend more time not having sex than having sex. And if you're a grown man and you're dominated by the thoughts of having sex, you have not graduated to any level of masculinity, much less godliness. Because that means you ain't got nothing of note going on in your life. The only thing you think about is pleasure. And that is just not acceptable for no grown man. Whether you married or not. Yeah, you married, you're going to want to touch your wife, but you think about sex every day? Do you understand the level of testosterone, minerals, and life force that you do? Do you understand there's a difference when a woman ejaculates versus a man? A woman can ejaculate and still go. A man has something called a refractory period. Do you know what that is? He has to literally recharge, and you got women talking about he ain't got no stamina. Baby, your body's not built to recharge like that. You didn't actually give out life. Every time you ejaculate, sir, you have expelled life out of your body. Literally. That's not an exaggeration. That's not, you know what I'm saying, just to make it seem some way. Every time you release seed, sir, you have actually released life out of your body, which means that's why you got to be like, give me a minute. She looking at you like, what you mean, give me a minute? You ain't released no life. That's why you're not tired. When a man ejaculates, he's in the weakest position he could ever be, and you can do anything to him. When I say that, I'm not talking about on no nasty tip. I'm talking about if you want to kill him, you want to do anything to him, you can do it. Ain't nothing he can do. Be like, please. He can't do nothing. He ain't got no strength.
That's how Diddy got him. Man.
That's how Diddy got him. And you got niggas around here talking about, they want to talk about, I keep him drained every day. You ain't going to drain me every day. I promise you that. You can get away from me. You know what I'm talking about? I need my strength. Listen, you want to know one of the best ways you can put on some muscle? I ain't talking about what Kevin Gates say he doing, because that's just retarded. That's just retarded to what he doing. You around here getting pinned up to the point that you want to release, your prostate gonna bust. You can't be doing that. No, it's dudes who do that semen retention. They will have sex, but not ejaculate. That's terrible for your prostate. I'll tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? Terrible for your prostate. But look here, you want to know one of the best ways you can build some muscle? Don't have sex and go to sleep. But your body full of testosterone. When you ejaculate, you giving testosterone away. You giving testosterone away. Every single solitary time. You don't want to give your testosterone away like that. You're already giving it away, yo, nigga. You ain't got the same testosterone you had when you were 15. Shoot, that's biological fact.
But he rebuilt.
You know what I'm saying? That just go to.
But he had peak performance, brother.
I ain't got nothing. We ain't talking about your sexual performance. We talking about your hormones. Why you think you age? If you had high levels of testosterone, you ain't gonna age.
It'll be hard. Young hard.
Oh, absolutely. You have exponentially way more testosterone at 15 than you do at 30. Man, testosterone levels go to dipping. Shoot. No, that's how you who are made. That's why I told you. That's why when you see men get older, that's why you notice that they tend to be heavier than what they was when they was younger, because testosterone is what helped burn the body fat. So that's why you look at Martin and be like, damn, you look at all them niggas. I just, matter of fact, because niggas been sharing that video with dude reclining Bobby Brown in that video. But when you go back and look at the Thug Loving video, that video from 18 years ago, that nigga still slim. Bobby Brown built like the Michelin Man now. But that nigga also in his mid-50s. You know what I'm saying? That testosterone go to slowing down. That's why you notice niggas get beer bellies or just be big, period. Because Martin Lawrence don't look nothing like what he did when he was young. He did. Some of them don't, but I mean, but getting bigger is just a part of getting older. Most men ain't gonna have the same physique in their 20s that they gonna have in their 40s. Now he talking about most men don't take. Now see, that's the other key part about losing testosterone, because most men don't take care of themselves. That don't help with the fact that you're losing testosterone and then you not exercising, and then you eating any and everything that somebody put in your face, and then you trying to have sex with everything you see. So your testosterone just gonna be lower and lower. That's why dudes end up getting on TRT. See, you ain't never gonna hear a woman get on estrogen replacement therapy. I ain't never heard it. I ain't say it didn't exist. I say you don't hear about it. You know what I'm talking about? But men take testosterone because when your testosterone go down, not only does you get your body fat, your metabolism slow down, but your libido slows down with it. Absolutely. Absolutely not. Your sex drive is based off testosterone. No, absolutely not. The lower the testosterone, the less interested he is in having sexual relations, and also the less likely he is able to have an erection. Sunburn. Man, your sex drive is based off your hormonal output. The higher the hormones, the higher the drive. The lower the hormones, the lower the drive. But yeah, man, men testosterone. Let me just tell you, man. That's why they take. Well, some men take erectile. Some men just take erectile dysfunction pills because they want to. A lot of dudes think that stuff don't even need it. Now, some dudes take TRT because they feel better than taking that than taking steroids. Okay, it say basically when a man is about 20 to 24, his testosterone levels can be anywhere from 409 to 558. From 25 to 30, it can be anywhere from 413 to 575. From 30 to 34, it can be anywhere from 359 to 498. And from 35 to 40, it can be anywhere from 352 to 478. But it depends on your age. Which is why sometimes you see women with beards because their testosterone levels be too high. It says, man, about between the ages of 17 and 18, a young man can have anywhere from 300 to 1,200 ng of testosterone. Say a normal 19-year-old can be between 240 and 950. Say in men, testosterone levels normally start to decline after the age of 30. Average testosterone levels for men between ages of 40 and 49 are 252 and 916. Say men who have low testosterone levels will usually experience a range of symptoms. It affects their sex drive, their overall health and well-being, depression, fatigue, and weight loss. So here's all of them right here, right? Low sex drive, erectile dysfunction, low sperm count, fatigue, insomnia, bone loss, reduced muscle mass, increased body fat, hair loss, development of breast tissue, irritability, depression, and cognitive problems. No, that's gyneclomastia. One of the biggest aspects, if you want to know if you're Sister Miriam, One of the biggest aspects, if you want to know if your testosterone is dipping, is if you tired all the time and you getting proper rest. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you sleeping a good 7 to 8 hours a day every day, and you still tired, your testosterone levels might be different. If you notice yourself gaining weight rapidly, your testosterone levels are different. Yeah, but men don't have menopause, so it's a little different. It's a little different. What verse you in? Just because y'all know y'all gonna hit menopause. We don't have menopause is different, but that's a complete different hormonal change for y'all. That's why I said that's different. Because we're not gonna go through that high level of hormonal disturbance that y'all gonna experience.
I just read Revelation.
I mean, it's disturbing to you. Well, I mean, because you don't have testosterone, they never said you had to take it.
No. I mean menopause. Like when I go through, I'm like, what's that?
You don't know what menopause is?
I mean, I know like women are saying what menopause.
Well, menopause is basically when your womb says we're closed for business. You know what I'm saying? Basically, your uterus has said, baby, it's over. You know what I'm talking about? And now your hormones are going to change drastically as your body adjusts to the fact that you can no longer give birth. And that's why they want to hunch all the time.
That's why. Okay, so
yeah, that's why you say women had a high because their testosterone levels elevate a little bit. So, and now they want to hunch a little more than they used to. Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that come in that because I say it's all hormonal. A lot of the aspects of how we behave and how we react is based off of your hormone secretion. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, like I told, that's why babies eat and sleep so much because that's when they getting all the human growth hormone. That's how you lose weight and build muscle is when you're asleep, because that's when the growth hormone get released. So when you don't get proper sleep, that's why you gain body fat. You know what I'm saying? If you get proper rest, then because your body actually will burn a substantial amount of fat while you're asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like you burn a lot of calories like when you are at rest. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got your Apple thing, you'll see how your total calories burnt for the day is always going to be higher than your active. But the amount of calories you burn while you're asleep can almost close to double what you burnt at rest during the day.
Dude was saying that the more activity you do in the daytime.
Yeah, the more calories you'll burn while you sleep.
You recovering from
your work.
You ain't do that much work.
Then you ain't gonna burn as much. But if you actively are moving throughout the day, if you actively exercise on a regular basis, and you get a good 8 hours worth of rest, you can literally burn anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 calories while you're asleep. You know what I'm saying? If you're inactive, then you're not going to burn as many calories. You know what I'm saying? But most people gain weight in America because you don't sleep. You need at least 7 hours of quality sleep every day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told you that's one of the ways I built muscle so quickly, because I went to sleep and I took bodybuilding naps. Oh yeah, you got to look here. You're gonna keep on when menopause hit. You're gonna be looking like a lunch lady. Oh, you ain't got close to menopause yet, man. He said if you do HIIT workouts, I notice on my watch I burn less calories during my workout and at work than I do during the day. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Lifting weights will not burn as many active calories as you think. You know what I'm saying? In general, the average weight training workout, man, depending on what you're doing, you may actively burn 200 calories. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up now. Huh? Yeah, because you get it in your idea that I'm finna work out, I'm gonna burn 600-700 calories. And that's just not necessarily the case. It's the repair. It's the calorie. You're gonna burn more calories at rest. Your metabolism is gonna be higher for up to 72 hours. And if you get proper rest, you'll burn more calories when you sleep. It depends on what type of training. I think the most calories actively I burned lifting weights was like maybe 400, 420, 425, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I train different. But it's mainly because we've been fed bad information that lifting weights is you're just gonna burn 1,000 calories. You notice the same thing when you do cardio. You don't really burn that many active calories. You know what I'm saying? So the main thing that you want to make sure is that you just pay attention to your calories in versus your calories out, and you'll be good. And go to sleep. Cut the goddamn TV off. Stop going on a marathon mission on all them goddamn episodes. You don't gotta watch all 12. You can watch 3 and go to sleep. If you want to lose weight, go to sleep. I know it doesn't sound like something magical and something great, but it's really that simple. Burn more calories than you eat, do some type of strength and resistance training, and go to sleep. It's just that simple. If you go to sleep consistently on a regular basis, you can lose all manner of weight. But if you want to stay up all night talking about nothing, looking at the TV, farting, and all this whole other stuff, you ain't gonna lose no weight. Go to bed. Why is you up at 2 o'clock in the morning? If you ain't got no newborn baby, you need to be to sleep. If you not got a newborn baby, or you ain't finna go to work, or you ain't hunching, what is you up for? Yeah, you gotta go to sleep. But how to do that is you have to get yourself on an actual schedule of, I'm going to bed.
And then I be groggy.
I just need to sleep every time.
Yeah, you just got to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Every day?
I got muscle building melatonin, muscle recovery melatonin. That joint don't have a nigga knocked. I don't feel nothing.
I feel groggy if I take melatonin. Then
I
I
don't
go sleep the next day.
But that you know why you feel that way? Because your body and your hormones are so off from the fact that you not getting proper rest for so long. But you got to go to sleep. Yeah, you got to go to sleep. That's right. That's what I'm glad you mentioned that. She said that cortisol. See, cortisol is the stress hormone, which is what causes body fat to be stored in the body. And the more you don't get proper rest, the higher your cortisol levels are. And the higher your cortisol levels are, the more difficult it is to burn fat, because that is the stress hormone. You know what I'm talking about? He said, I rebuked that lunch lady bill. I like activity. Plus, I was in the Army. It's in me to prefer activity over inactivity. I'm only 29. And when I get married, I'm staying in. But see, that's the thing. You got to already be working out before you get a man. See, if you ain't have a desire to work out before you get a man, you're going to be like Mary J. Blige. Take me as I am. You know what I'm talking about? Because meaning being that you're not going to care about your physical appearance or your health because it wasn't a priority to you to begin with. Because exercising, yeah, you want to look nice, but you need to prioritize your health. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, she said she kickboxed. That was Lil Johnny was doing that. That boy stopped kickboxing, and now he back to looking like Mr. Burns. I just messing with him because he ain't here. No, they did. They were doing that kickbox. He doing jiu-jitsu too. That boy better not be in there getting folded up by the little white boy. Little white boy gonna come in there and sweep leg kick you. Come on, let me go. That jiu-jitsu, that don't no matter how big he is, boy. Come on, let me get that last verse. We get out of here. But yeah, y'all keep that. I'm telling you, man. And listen, right? All jokes aside, right? Tybo and running, she said that's what Amuna said she like to do. All jokes aside, and you got to be careful what food you eat because you got to learn your body because some foods disrupt your hormone output. You have to pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would tell the standard. Like if you go holler at Doc Ross, he gonna tell you like when you talk to these herbalist niggas, they be like take sea moss. How sea moss react to your body might not be how it react to his body. See, most of these herbalist niggas don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But bruh is a biochemist. He a real deal herbalist. He know that every herb does not react in everybody's body the same. As far as how it deal with your hormones. You know what I'm saying? But that's when you just slow down and pay attention to your body. You know what I'm saying? Know what you're eating, know what you're taking in and how it affects you. Because if you know you eat broccoli and broccoli make you, like how you just said that with melatonin, you would know you probably don't need to take it. Or you can find something else that aids in sleep versus that because it has a negative effect to your body. You have to actually pay. You should just, well, everybody say take melatonin, so I'm going to take it, and you feel like you drunk every damn day. That don't make sense. But niggas will tell you that.
I feel like, too, though, I take it knowing I got 5 hours of sleep. That's not good. Melatonin, you need a full night's probably.
No, when you take it, you got to know that you don't take it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Take it early. Take it like 7.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't be a bed.
Well, mine say take it 30 minutes before bed.
Yeah, I don't go to 11, 12.
I'm just saying, the earlier you take it, it don't make you feel groggy. It makes you feel groggy when you don't have enough sleep.
Yeah.
You take it late, you're going to wake up feeling hungover.
Yeah, if you take it late and you ain't take your butt to bed.
Right. I mean, everything got to be dropped. That phone down, put everything down.
Yeah, you got to get in the bed. You know what I'm saying? You want that thing oiled down? Put that phone down. He said that's why Ocho Cinco can eat McDonald's every day. Yeah, it affects his body different. Because, boy, the average man can't eat McDonald's every day like Chad Johnson do. I forgot. He's Papa John's or something. What verse he? Shaq eat everything. Pause. That nigga look like he just eat just for eat.
I just read Revelation 2 and 29.
2 and 17. You missed a toothy? What that toothy?
To he that have an ear, let him hear what the Ruach saying to the assemblies. To him that overcome will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone. And in the stone a new name written, which no man knows, save he that received.
Oh, yeah.
And to the Malachim of the church in Thyatira write, these things saith the son of Alahym, who have his eyes like unto a flame of fire, and his feet like fine brass. I know your works and charity and service and faith and your patience and your works, and the last more than the first. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against you, because you suffer that woman Jezebel, which call herself a prophetess, teaching to seduce my servants, commit fornication, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Seduce her servants to do what? Seduce her servants to do what?
Commit fornication.
And to do what?
Eat things sacrificed unto idols.
And to do what?
Eat things sacrificed unto idols.
This is what Jezebel is on. Jezebel is not a whore. She is an idolatrous daughter of a king. Jezebel daddy was a king. They worship Baal. So don't listen to people that say she got a Jezebel spirit. So unless she's trying to get you to worship idol gods and kill the prophets of God, she ain't a Jezebel. Go ahead.
And I gave her space to repent of her fornication. If she repented not, behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. And I will kill her children with death, and all the assembly shall know that I am he which search the reins and hearts, and I'll give unto every one of you according to your works. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as not have this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Hashatan as they speak.
And what's the doctrine of Jezebel? Baal. Go ahead.
I will put upon you none other burden.
Hold on. What Sister Muriel said? She said, never eat McDuff. And Mika said that high carbs are not good for a lot of women because you pack on the fat fast. You definitely want complex carbs over simple carbs unless you finna go burn that off. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Go ahead.
But that which you have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcome and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Abba. I will give him the morning star. He that have an ear, let him hear with the Ruach.
Now that's him telling you that you will rule over the nations with him, as the first Adam had dominion, power, and rule over everything. That's why I say, today you are my son, this day I've begotten you. Ask of me, and I will give you the heathen for your inheritance. Giving him he gave Yahushua the second Adam the same thing he gave the first Adam, and the second Adam is going to give his sons what Adam's sons had. But we'll stop right there. Hallelujah for Yahushua. We got 3 hours. I appreciate y'all time this afternoon. I bless y'all at the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua. Yahuwah willing, man, we'll be back at it Wednesday. Remember, man, April 1st, the night of April 1st is when we'll begin the observation of unleavened bread. Hey, I don't know why y'all do that. Now, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to slap a nigga because you children are rude and disrespectful. Because I don't know why that told you that signal that now I must begin a conversation of no importance when I ain't finished talking. Now, as I was saying, the first night of unleavened bread begins April 1st, the night of April 1st, until the night of April the 9th, or the conclusion will be on the night of April the 9th. It is $2.25 a family and $1.50 for singles. Of course, you know we eat all 8 days. So that's what that's going towards. $2.25 a family, $1.50 for singles. Again, I bless y'all at the house Alahym in the name of Yahushua for Shozo. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. You who are with me, man. We'll be back at it Wednesday to do it again. Amen, Brother Marcus, man. You be safe out here, man. Love you too, bro. And yeah, man, y'all willing if y'all ain't got nothing for me, man. No questions or anything of that sort. Shalom, Eric, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Stop touching my phone. It's not for you. Because it's still on. Why you worrying about my business, Abigail? Huh? Why you worried about my business, Abigail? Huh? Get down, please. Muffineer, get down, please. Muffin Man, what's up, boy?
Did you exit already?
I haven't. What's up, man? You need my hug? Are you feeling good today, huh? What's going on? I exit when I feel like it. Can y'all back up off me? You niggas making it hot. Go get some cake. Shalom, Jay. Shalom, Sister Maria.